Technological supremacy starts with acquiring alien spaceships. Chapter 1. The story takes place on Earth in a parallel world. Please do not compare the events within to our world. Ah! Where is this? Didn't I fall off a cliff and die? Could this be the underworld? Chen Yu slowly opened his eyes. The surroundings were so bright and unfamiliar. After a while, Chen Yu's thoughts became clearer. He propped himself up and looked around. This was a room filled with a sense of science fiction. He was currently lying on something white that resembled a bed. You're finally awake, Chen Yu. A voice that sounded like a robot rang out from above Chen Yu's head. He subconsciously looked up at the ceiling, and was immediately startled. The place you are in now is an exploration spaceship of a higher civilization from outside the Milky Way. I am the intelligent control system of this spaceship. You can call me the AI brain. I obtained your name and your language by scanning something called a mobile phone on your body and connecting to your Earth network. Then where are the aliens on this spaceship? They have already left. Currently, you are the only intelligent life form on this spaceship. Chen Yu nodded. By the way, didn't I commit suicide by jumping off a cliff? Why doesn't my body feel anything now? When I found you, you had dozens of fractures all over your body and severe internal organ damage. According to your Earth medical standards, you were already dead at the time, but I saved you. Chen Yu remembered that he had walked to this desolate place to commit suicide by jumping off a cliff because he was unhappy with his life. He didn't expect to be saved by this thing. Thinking of the endless mortgage and the mountain of debt he owed. Even his girlfriend broke up with him last month because she thought he was useless. Chen Yu's emotions became depressed again. Wouldn't they even let him die? Why did you save me? I came here to die. Maybe I would be done with everything if I died. You are the first intelligent life form to appear near the spaceship with a brain domain development level of 3%, qualified to become the captain of this interstellar exploration ship, so I saved you. What do you mean? You want me to be the captain of this spaceship? Yes, you can obtain the captain's permissions and control the spaceship to do what you want, but if you want to obtain the highest authority of this spaceship, you need to complete a condition. Chen Yu became interested. If he could get this alien spaceship and then sell it off. What sell? With this thing, I am the bank. Starting tomorrow, no more beef. Chen Yu thought excitedly. This is, after all, an alien spaceship. Even the lowest level technology could create a top technology company. Chen Yu swept away his previous despair and was filled with hope for life again. What conditions do I need to fulfill to obtain the highest authority? You need to repair the spaceship's warp engine, achieve faster than light flight, and then go to interstellar space to find the original crew of this spaceship. How do I fix it? This is your advanced civilization's spaceship. You're making things difficult for me. It is indeed a bit difficult. I have connected to your Earth network and have basically understood your current level of technology. It is basically impossible to repair the warp engine. However, with the help of the technology on the spaceship, you only need to find the materials for repair, and there is hope to repair the spaceship's engine. By the way, how long have you been on Earth? According to your Earth time, this spaceship has been on Earth for 9,803.457 years. Chen Yu's eyes widened, and he said in disbelief, almost 10,000 years? Are you sure your alien crew members are still alive? People from our planet can store their consciousness in special containers and then put their bodies into hibernation. Theoretically, those crew members may still be alive. Chen Yu had no intention of helping the AI brain find those aliens. Even if he could only get a little bit of the technology on the spaceship, he would make a fortune. Okay, you should tell me about the situation of this spaceship. Okay. Chen Yu listened carefully to the AI brain machine's explanation. It turned out that the reason this spaceship was here was the aliens of that advanced civilization were piloting the spaceship when the warp engine malfunctioned during a space jump. The aliens on the spaceship chose to take a lifeboat to a nearby planet. The main ship fell from warp space and accidentally landed around Earth, and was captured and crashed by Earth's gravity. Before leaving, the aliens issued a final instruction to the AI brain. As long as an intelligent creature that meets the standards approaches, they can become the captain of this exploration ship and obtain certain spaceship command permissions. These permissions include flight permissions, low-level scientific technologies in the warship technology library, and ordinary conventional weapon systems on the spaceship. After listening to the AI brain robot's explanation, Chen Yu basically understood what was going on. He was equivalent to finding a treasure. This is an alien spaceship. Even if he obtains the lowest level of permission, it would probably kill any aircraft on Earth. Hey, robot, since I meet the conditions, then I'll be the captain of this spaceship first. Okay. Next, you need to go to the main control room, where you can bind your identity. Once you complete the connection with the spaceship AI brain, you will be the real captain of this spaceship. Okay, you take me to the main control room. The AI brain robot followed the sliding track on the top of the passage, taking Chen Yu to the main control room. Walking in the passage, Chen Yu thought of a question. Machine, you've been here for 10,000 years, hasn't the spaceship's energy run out yet? The spaceship has a controllable antimatter annihilation engine manufactured by an advanced civilization, which can currently keep the spaceship running for about 200,000 years. Damn, is it so strong? Then, compared to the controllable nuclear fusion engine, which is more powerful, this antimatter engine. Let me put it this way, your so-called controllable nuclear fusion engine is like the difference between a candle and a volcano compared to an antimatter engine. To be honest, Chen Yu was shocked. If this technology can be mass-produced in the future, he will definitely make a fortune. Following the machine through several hatches, they arrived at the main control room located at the top of the spaceship. It was very sci-fi inside, with obvious differences from those spaceships in movies. The front of the main control room was pitch black. Chen Yu thought it should be a huge piece of glass. As for why it looked black, it was because the spaceship was buried underground. Through the lights in the main control room, he could see the soil and gravel outside the glass. In the center of the main control room was something that looked like a seat. Chen Yu walked closer and was sure it was a seat, with a very unique shape. However, this seat was larger than a normal human seat, proving that those aliens should be larger than humans. Chen Yu, you can sit on the chair and complete the connection with the AI brain. Chen Yu didn't hesitate, and he sat down. The originally loose and huge seat suddenly turned into something like plasticine. It actually adjusted according to his body shape, and now it fit just right, as if it was tailored for Chen Yu. Not bad, comfortable, as expected of high technology. Chen Yu praised. Please relax, I will start the docking program immediately. Chen Yu seemed very relaxed, it was just a docking program. At most, it would scan his face, iris, fingerprints, etc. Obviously, Chen Yu was still using Earth's thinking to look at alien technology. Okay, I'm ready, let's start docking. Okay, Chen Yu, please relax your mind. Chen Yu did as he was told, and also straightened his face, thinking that a beam of light would appear in front to scan his face. Unexpectedly, no beam of light appeared in front, but several snake-like tentacles slowly stretched out from behind the back of the chair. These tentacles were a kind of robotic arm, quite flexible, and Earth didn't have this technology. When the robotic arm touched Chen Yu, an invisible current was released. Chen Yu's whole person became stiff, and then those tentacles began to pierce into the back of Chen Yu's neck. Chen Yu's expression instantly became dull, and his eyes also became distracted. Chapter 2. Chen Yu sat blankly on the chair, the tentacles on the back of his head, like snakes, were piercing into his skin one by one, busily doing something. Connection successful, installing brainwave enhancement program. 1%. 2%. 3%. Brainwave enhancement program installed 100%. After the AI robot reported a series of successes, the mechanical tentacles on the back of Chen Yu's head slowly retracted. The skin on the back of Chen Yu's head, which had just been cut open by the tentacles, was healing at an astonishing speed. After a few more minutes, Chen Yu finally woke up slowly and opened his eyes. He felt his brain suddenly become clear, and the memories he couldn't recall before seemed to have returned to his mind. Chen Yu looked at the AI robot above his head and felt a sense of connection. Hey, machine, have you finished? Why do I feel so clear-headed now, and I can even remember the vague memories from before? I have just bound the captain's authority of the starship to you. In order for you to connect with me at any time, a brainwave enhancement program has been implanted in your brain. This will allow your brain to generate brainwaves higher than those of your kind, and your brain will gradually develop, making you smarter. As long as you are within 1 million kilometers, you can transmit brainwaves to me and control the starship at any time with a single thought. Damn! That's just great! Captain, Ami-class self-repairing robots have also been implanted in your body. They are smaller than your cells. Once your body is injured, the repair robots will gather at the lesion site like platelets, re-encoding your genes and repairing them to be exactly the same as before. When Chen Yu heard this, he was immediately dumbfounded. Wasn't this equivalent to gaining immortality? Chen Yu was overjoyed. This was even more exciting than gaining control of the starship. So, my body is basically undefeatable now. Don't be careless. If the speed of your injury exceeds the speed of the Ami robot's repair, you will still die. Chen Yu waved his hand. Those were minor matters, minor matters. He wasn't going to fight on the battlefield anyway. AI, can this starship still fly? This was what Chen Yu was most concerned about at the moment. Captain, I told you before that the starship's warp engine is damaged and cannot enter warp space for faster than light travel, but it can perform conventional flight within physical space. Chen Yu was overjoyed. He didn't expect to be able to fly faster than light. As long as it could fly, he could control the starship to go out and achieve his goals. Then, how fast can it fly at its fastest speed in conventional flight? Chen Yu asked curiously. According to the Earth's atmospheric density and resistance, the fastest speed within the atmosphere is Mach 50, and the fastest speed in the vacuum of space can reach 0.01 times the speed of light. Chen Yu was a college student after all. After calculating the specific speed, he was directly shocked. Was this a conventional flight speed? Mach 50 is 50 times the speed of sound. It only takes 40 minutes to circle the Earth, which is faster than any aircraft on Earth. The previous Chang'e 6 return capsule passed through the atmosphere at a maximum speed of Mach 31. The conventional speed of this starship was even faster. As for the speed in space, don't underestimate it at only 0.01 times the speed of light. To put it another way, it is equivalent to 3,000 km per second, and it only takes more than 10 seconds to circle the Earth. At this speed, it would only take more than 2 minutes to go to the Moon, of course, not counting the acceleration and deceleration time. But this had already exceeded the limit of Chen Yu's imagination. It was estimated that it would take another 100 years for humans to achieve this. If this thing was sold to the country, it would definitely sell for a sky-high price. Chen Yu was getting more and more excited. However, he didn't plan to sell the starship. Why should he be subservient to others when he could be the master of Earth? If he wanted the starship to fulfill his wishes, the first priority was to dig this starship out of the ground. AI, we are underground now. How can we get back to the surface? Do you have a way? Captain, it's very simple. Use your captain's authority to start the main flight program, and I can control the starship to take off. Take off directly from here? Aren't there a lot of soil and gravel above our heads? Don't we need to clean it up? There is absolutely no need to worry. The construction materials used by our starship are products of advanced civilizations. How can these soil and gravel harm it? Chen Yu gave a thumbs up. You're awesome. Alright then, how do I start the main flight program? You only need to give me the command to start the flight program. Chen Yu was speechless. Was it that simple? Sure enough, it was intelligent. Alright then, start the main flight program now. Received flight command, starting the conventional power propulsion engine, starting. After the AI robot issued the command, Chen Yu felt the entire starship slightly vibrating. Presumably, it was the conventional power thruster that was starting. After about 10 seconds, the AI robot said, Captain, the conventional power engine has been successfully started and is ready to take off at any time. Chen Yu looked at the thick layer of soil on the glass in front of him and waved his hand. Take off for me. Chen Yu felt the entire starship begin to vibrate slightly, as if it was slowly moving upwards. The soil layer on the huge glass in front was also quickly falling off, revealing a little bit of light. Slowly, the starship flew higher and higher. It turned out that not only was there a huge glass cover in the front, but there were also glass covers all around. Chen Yu watched the soil and gravel falling off the surrounding glass covers, and he could even see the vast primeval forest below. The glass cover in front was also a huge screen, showing the entire appearance of the starship. Just like the 360-degree surround view on a car, Chen Yu finally clearly saw the appearance of this starship. The appearance of the starship was similar to the shape of the Millennium Falcon in the movie Star Wars. However, it was much larger than the Millennium Falcon. The data displayed on the screen had all been translated into Chinese that Chen Yu could understand. Chen Yu saw the size parameters of the starship. It was 1,200 meters long, 800 meters wide, and 300 meters high. This was definitely a giant in the sky. Its volume was at least 140 times that of the largest aircraft carrier on Earth. If this behemoth was flying in the sky and seen by humans, they would probably be scared to death. Looking out from the huge glass in the main control room, the starship was covered in soil and gravel, looking like it had jumped out of a garbage dump. AI, can the starship be washed? It looks so dirty. I still want to rely on the starship to make a lot of money. Captain, of course. We only need to fly to the nearest coastal area and drive the starship into the sea at a certain speed to wash away the soil. But Captain, are you short of money now? Chen Yu coughed to hide his embarrassment. You should be able to check my bank account. I'm just a pauper now. I still owe the bank millions in mortgage loans, and I also owed usurious loans after a failed business venture. Otherwise, why would I commit suicide? Captain, I have a way to make you a rich man on Earth. Chen Yu's eyes lit up. Really? Tell me quickly, what's the way? Chapter 3. Right now, Chen Yu was extremely short on money. To escape his debts, he even dared to commit suicide. What was there that he wouldn't dare to do now? Hearing the AI say there was a way to make him rich, Chen Yu immediately perked up. Based on my intrusion into Earth's network, I have a comprehensive understanding of your social structure and national composition. Currently, Earth's technology is very primitive. You can register a technology company and sell high-tech products. Although your permissions only allow you to access the lowest level of the technology database, the products you manufacture will be enough to lead this era. Chen Yu's eyes lit up. There was actually such an operation. Considering that registering a company wasn't difficult, manufacturing high-tech products would at least require a factory, right? Where would he get the startup capital? AI, you make it sound simple, but starting a business on Earth also requires startup capital, and manufacturing products requires a factory, right? I'm broke. A production workshop is simple. The spaceship has 5 multifunctional production lines that can easily produce the technological products you need. Once you make money, you can build a factory on Earth and expand the production line. However, the raw materials on the spaceship are almost exhausted, so our current problem is solving the funding issue. With money, you can buy these raw materials on Earth. Then how am I supposed to get the initial startup capital? That's actually quite simple too. Oh. Tell me your idea. Captain, we can go to other planets in the solar system to mine gold. Pfft. Chen Yu almost choked on his own saliva. AI, can't you just hack into the banking system and add a few more zeros to my balance? Why make it so complicated? I can do that, but I can't do that. That way, you would be getting something for nothing. My principles tell me not to cultivate that kind of habit in you. Alright, but mining gold in space is quite interesting and heaven-defying. On your Earth, gold is relatively valuable. In the asteroid belt of the solar system, there are many asteroids made of gold. We can mine a few hundred tons and bring them back. Chen Yu spat out another mouthful. He was completely stunned. Mining hundreds of tons of gold. This simple and unadorned way of making money was simply subverting Chen Yu's worldview. AI, I'm not worldly, don't lie to me. Our spaceship has specialized robots and mining equipment, so mining some gold is easy. Okay, since you've said so, then let's go to space to mine gold. In fact, Chen Yu was already so excited that he could jump up. If he really mined hundreds of tons of gold back. According to Earth's gold price, 1 ton of gold is almost 400 million yuan. If he really mined hundreds of tons back, why would he even bother opening a company? Calming down his excited mood, Chen Yu asked the AI. Does our spaceship have a cool name? Captain, you can rename it. Then let's call it the Super Invincible Universe Battleship No. 1. Captain, you're so humorous. You can even come up with a name like that, but the AI thinks this name is incredibly domineering. Ha ha ha, of course. As expected of a robot from an advanced civilization, you've even learned to flatter. He, Captain, the AI never flatters. It's just that the Captain's imagination is like a endless river, which my kind of AI robots cannot match. Chen Yu was speechless and really wanted to tell the AI not to scan those TV drama scenes online. Okay, the first thing we need to do is take a bath in the sea and wash our battleship No. 1 clean. Okay, Captain. The nearest sea area is the Bohai Sea in China. We will proceed immediately. In order not to cause public panic, the spaceship will activate optical and radar stealth mode. Artificial gravity mode will be automatically activated after entering space. Chen Yu praised the AI for its thoughtful idea. He didn't need to question whether Earth's radar could detect his spaceship. Flying at full speed in the atmosphere, such a large spaceship would cause disasters by blowing away the cities on the ground as it passed. Therefore, Chen Yu asked the spaceship to fly out of the atmosphere first, and then head towards the Bohai Sea in China. Moreover, the flying speed in space would be much faster. After only a moment of flight, the spaceship had already stopped. Below was the vast ocean. Under the AI's control, the spaceship plunged headfirst into the sea. Then it sped through the sea at an alarming speed, with seawater crashing upwards to a height of hundreds of meters. It was estimated that many fish and shrimp had died. What a sin! After battleship number 1 was cleaned, it directly rose from the ground and set off towards the asteroid belt about 200 million kilometers away from Earth. In the vacuum environment of the universe, the maximum speed of battleship number 1 could reach 3,000 kilometers per second. To fly beyond the orbit of Mars to the asteroid belt would only take about 19 hours. This speed was simply an unimaginable realm for Earth's technology. Think about China's Tianwen 1 million Argentine pesos probe, which took more than half a year to fly from Earth to Mars orbit. Now, Chen Yu was piloting an alien spaceship to the asteroid belt, which was even farther than Mars, and it only took less than a day. After flying in space for a few hours, Chen Yu's stomach started rumbling. He then remembered that so much time had passed since he jumped off the cliff, and he hadn't eaten anything. Immediately, his eyes lit up. When he jumped off the cliff earlier, he seemed to have some uneaten biscuits in his backpack. Right, did I have a backpack with me when I jumped down? Yes, I also collected your backpack and put it in the spaceship for you. I'll get it for you now. Subsequently, a small hatch on the ceiling opened, and the backpack was slowly placed in front of Chen Yu by a robotic arm. Chen Yu jumped down from the command chair, picked up his backpack, and took out the biscuits that had been smashed to pieces. Chen Yu was speechless, but it would probably take 2 days to fly from here to the asteroid belt and mine the ore back. It seemed that he could only eat these crushed biscuits to fill his stomach. Chen Yu didn't care that the biscuits were like powder, and grabbed a handful and stuffed them into his mouth. The AI robot watched Chen Yu eat and immediately reminded him. Captain, after testing, the nutritional content of the substance you are currently eating is extremely low and belongs to very garbage food. Chen Yu said unhappily. Even if it's garbage, it can still fill my stomach. I haven't eaten anything for more than 10 hours, and we still have to fly for more than 10 hours. I'm hungry. Captain, although your food is garbage, I, as your loyal servant, must still tell you that there is food on the spaceship that you can eat. Chen Yu's mouth, which was chewing on the biscuits, immediately stopped. He looked up and asked the AI, which was hanging on the ceiling. What? There's food on the spaceship? Are you sure it's still edible after 10,000 years? Of course, our advanced civilization's preservation technology is not something Earth can compare to. Chen Yu's eyes lit up. He hadn't eaten alien food before, and he wondered what it would taste like. Hurry, take me there, I want to try it. Chen Yu followed the AI to a relatively large cabin. It seemed that this should be where the aliens ate. Chen Yu stopped at a glass cabinet. There were some robotic arms inside, which were used for serving dishes like a chef. Quick, give me a signature dish from your planet. Okay, Captain, I have prepared a captain's set meal for you. The robotic arms in the glass cabinet began to busy themselves, and some potato puree-like things were squeezed out of metal cans. In less than a minute, a so-called captain's set meal was placed in front of Chen Yu. Chen Yu stared at the pot of sticky yellow stuff on the table, his eyes wide open. Chapter 4. Chen Yu stared in disbelief at the table, at a pile of yellow stuff, as viscous as feces. Is this really the captain's meal? Is this the delicious food of you aliens? Chen Yu was utterly speechless, and he pointed at the AI robot and began to curse. AI, I think you're a moron. Haven't you studied what human feces look like? Can you honestly look at this stuff and say it's edible? The AI robot swayed back and forth on the ceiling, clearly staggered by the scolding. Captain, I'm truly sorry, it's all my fault, but this is the best food on the ship. I'll rearrange it and make you a portion of food suitable for Earthlings, which will contain all the nutrients you need. Before long, a slightly lighter colored pile of poop was placed in front of Chen Yu. Now Chen Yu understood that the so-called delicacies of the aliens were all things that looked like feces. Their technology is so advanced, but their material life is so lacking, they can only eat this kind of thing. It's better to be a human on Earth. Chen Yu looked at the pasty substance and picked up something that looked like a spoon next to it, scooping a spoonful into his mouth. Chen Yu frowned and chewed, then his eyes suddenly lit up. The texture was like red bean paste, but the taste was not bad. It actually had the taste of papaya and banana. Seeing Chen Yu's brow relax, the AI robot issued a mechanical sound at the right time. Captain, the taste is good, right? According to the tastes you Earthlings like, I simulated the taste of various fruits according to a certain ratio of elements. Chen Yu suddenly realized that it was not an illusion that he tasted the fruit. Well, not bad. Next time, simulate donkey burgers, sweet and sour pork tenderloin, and tomato beef brisket. Captain, currently we can only simulate a few fruit flavors. Other complex flavors cannot be simulated for the time being, because human taste is too complicated, and even our advanced civilizations may not be able to simulate it successfully. Okay, having a fruit flavor is not bad, at least it can solve the problem of food and clothing in an emergency. Chen Yu picked up the pot of elemental food and ate it spoonful by spoonful like eating ice cream. After eating a pot of elemental food made by aliens, Chen Yu felt extremely comfortable in his stomach. Hey, AI, this stuff is actually quite comfortable for the stomach. That's for sure. The special food I prepared for you contains all the nutrients you need and is very beneficial for your human absorption. Not bad, not bad, so how much of this stuff is there? Enough for the captain to eat for hundreds of years. Chen Yu was speechless. Although this stuff is nutritious, there are too few flavors. If it can't simulate more delicacies, he would still rather eat the rich and colorful delicacies of Earth. Chen Yu returned to the main control room, looking at the rapidly changing stars outside the glass. He was deeply moved. He never thought that just a few hours ago, he was still a failure who couldn't afford a mortgage and was crushed by life. Now he has become the captain of an alien spaceship and is about to go to Mars to mine gold. Can you imagine such a magical thing? Even writing novels wouldn't be so far-fetched. After more than 10 hours of flight, Chen Yu had already laid down on the seat. The chair, which could change size, had turned into a flat and comfortable big bed. Captain, Captain, wake up! Chen Yu woke up from his sleep. AI, what are you calling me for? Have we arrived at our destination? Master, we are about to reach the asteroid belt, but before that, we will pass by Mars. Do you need to observe it? Chen Yu immediately became interested, controlled the bed under his butt to turn back into a seat, and moved to the glass of the command room. Where is Mars? Take me to see it quickly. Thinking that my country successfully landed a Mars probe in 2021, which caused a sensation at the time. I didn't expect that I would fly to Mars in less than a day. A coordinate appeared on the glass, and Chen Yu looked towards that coordinate and was instantly shocked. I saw a red planet under that coordinate getting bigger and bigger. I used to only see photos of Mars on TV, but now I can see it so close. Chen Yu felt extremely shocked. Chen Yu took out his mobile phone from his backpack, then turned on the camera and snapped pictures non-stop. If the astronomers on Earth saw these photos, they would definitely be shocked and faint. Chen Yu looked at this huge planet and felt the beauty of the universe and starry sky. After being excited for a while, Mars gradually became smaller and farther away. AI, how long will it take us to reach the asteroid belt? About half an hour. Okay. Chen Yu couldn't wait to see what the asteroid made of gold looked like. Will it emit a golden light? Just thinking about it is so exciting. Half an hour passed quickly, and Chen Yu could already see things similar to meteorites densely packed in front of the glass. Captain, we have reached the asteroid belt. Immediately start the asteroid element detection scan. Okay. The spaceship's detection system emitted a beam that could penetrate the asteroid. Before long, the AI analyzed the composition of tens of thousands of asteroids ahead. Captain, this area ahead has 30,000 asteroids. The one with the highest gold content is 10,000 kilometers away from us. Shall we go? Chen Yu looked at the densely packed asteroids in front of him and frowned and asked. AI, I heard that spaceships in outer space are most afraid of hitting these asteroids or meteorites. Will it be dangerous for us to rashly fly in? Captain, you don't have to worry about this. This spaceship is a product of advanced cosmic civilization and must have considered the situation of meteorite impact. The spaceship will monitor the meteorites ahead in real time and automatically turn on the protective shield. Even if the protective shield is not turned on, the current meteorites are not enough to pose a threat to the ship's hard shell. Chen Yu breathed a sigh of relief. As expected of advanced civilization technology, it's awesome. Okay, let's go mine gold. The AI controlled the number 1 spaceship and flew towards the golden asteroid. The distance of 10,000 kilometers was quickly reached. The number 1 spaceship stopped more than 100 kilometers away from the asteroid. Seeing this asteroid up close, Chen Yu was dumbfounded. This so-called asteroid looks bigger than a city from close range. Chen Yu thought in advance that this asteroid would emit golden light, but he didn't expect that when he got closer, it was dark and looked like a super huge rock. AI, what are we going to do? Could it be that we tie a rope to this planet and drag it to Earth? Captain, I can calculate what angle to apply a force to this asteroid so that it will hit the Earth in a few months. Forget it, wouldn't that be causing trouble for my Earth compatriots? Hurry up and arrange the mining, and go back to Earth quickly after it's done. Chen Yu sighed that it was a close call, and he almost destroyed the Earth. Okay, Captain, I will send out the mining robots and transport ships. Chapter 5. Chen Yu saw several hatches opening on the side of ship number 1. A line of small transport ships flew out, heading straight for that giant golden asteroid. Sitting in the command room, Chen Yu watched the live mining broadcast in real time through the video feed from the transport ships. The mining robots looked somewhat different from what Chen Yu had imagined, at least, they didn't look like humans. They were more like 4-legged crawling robots with 4 or 5 mechanical arms on their backs and space for carrying cargo in their abdomens. The transport ships looked small, but they were still over 10 meters long, about the size of a slag truck on Earth. One overloaded trip could carry over 100 tons. After about a few hours of mining, all 5 transport ships were filled with gold ore and returned. Chen Yu followed the AI robot to the giant cargo hold and saw the 5 massive transport ships. Picking up a piece of gold ore from one of the robot's mechanical arms, Chen Yu felt it was very heavy. Without a doubt, the gold content inside was terrifyingly high. AI, how are we going to refine these ores? If we transport them back to Earth, we don't have the equipment. Captain, you don't need to worry about that at all. Our spaceship has specialized equipment for refining various elements, several times stronger than your purification equipment on Earth. Chen Yu was overjoyed. If they even had this, then it was settled. All right, arrange for all these ore trucks to be refined, and we'll sell them when we get back to Earth. Okay, Captain. Chen Yu returned to the main control room to pass the time. Hey, AI, are we very close to Jupiter here? According to orbital calculations, if we fly a little further out of the solar system, we'll be on Jupiter's orbit. Jupiter is currently about 130 million kilometers away from us. It would take about half a day to fly there. Chen Yu thought, since they had come all this way, they should at least take a look at Jupiter, the largest gas giant in the solar system. Everyone said Jupiter was very scary, but Chen Yu was more curious about the patterns on Jupiter's surface. Okay, adjust the orbit, let's go take a look at Jupiter now. Okay, Captain, adjusting the flight orbit now, heading towards Jupiter. By the way, to pass the time, hack into the Earth network and download some games for me to play. Captain, because we are currently more than 700 million kilometers away from Earth, it takes nearly an hour for Earth's electromagnetic waves to reach here, so the game download will be relatively slow. However, you can establish quantum communication base stations on Earth in the future, so that no matter where you are in the universe, you can get rid of the speed of light limit and achieve real-time communication. Oh! Not bad, not bad. Then, in the future, when we come to play in outer space, we can still contact Earth in real time. Yes, when we get back and have money, we must build this kind of base station. After flying for another half day, Chen Yu was playing a game on the glass screen of the main control room when a huge bright light suddenly appeared behind the screen. Chen Yu looked behind the game screen and saw a supergiant planet slowly appearing in front of him. Looking at such a behemoth up close, Chen Yu actually felt a little scared. AI, this thing looks quite scary. Hey! Captain, Jupiter is actually a planet that has not become a star. If its mass were just a little larger, it could become a star like the next Sunday. How much bigger do you say it needs to be for Jupiter to become a star? It would need to increase its mass by about 80 times to become a star. I know, I've been to college, after all. Chen Yu continued to take out his phone and took a full-body photo of Jupiter. If Chen Yu were to take these close-up photos and sell them, it was estimated that he could pay off his debts. Since they had already seen Jupiter, there was no reason not to go a little further out to see Saturn. Chen Yu spent another day going to Saturn to see the beautiful rings of Saturn, and when he saw that dreamy scene, Chen Yu was mesmerized. It was indeed the most beautiful planet in the solar system. The huge, boundless rings of Saturn made Chen Yu feel the wonder of the universe. "Captain, do you want to continue forward and take a look at Uranus?" Chen Yu knew that Uranus and Neptune were too far away, going there and back would take at least a few days, so he thought about it and decided to forget it. He still had to rush back to Earth to sell the gold and embark on the peak of his life. "No need, I'm already satisfied with seeing Jupiter and Saturn. I'll have a chance to check out the edge of the solar system in the future. Now, let's set off immediately and return to Earth." "Okay, Captain, adjusting the course now, destination Earth." On the return trip, ship number 1 moved forward at full speed, and it took about 4 days to return to Earth's orbit. When ship number 1 approached the Moon, Chen Yu suddenly issued an order. "AI, let's land on the far side of the Moon." "Okay, Captain." Ship number 1 landed in a huge crater on the far side of the Moon. "Captain, why do you want to land on the Moon?" "Our spaceship is too huge, and I haven't figured out where to fly back to Earth and park it. Once I sell this gold, I'll buy a piece of land or an island in the Pacific Ocean as our base." "Captain, you've thought it through indeed. How is the gold refining going now?" "In the past few days, the element refining equipment has been operating at full speed, and half of the gold has been refined." Chen Yu's eyes lit up. "How much gold has been refined?" "According to Earth's weight units, we have refined 730 tons of high-purity gold." Chen Yu spat out. Has 700 tons already been refined?" "Yes, Captain." Chen Yu quickly calculated in his mind. 1 ton of gold can sell for nearly 400,730 tons, wouldn't that be almost 300 billion? And that's only half of it refined. If the other half is refined and sold, wouldn't he become the richest man on Earth? Why the hell would he still run a company? Just as Chen Yu was looking forward to the future, the AI opened its mouth to remind him. "Captain, the current gold reserves of various countries on Earth are about 33,000 tons. If the gold in our hands flows into the market, it will inevitably cause a sharp devaluation of gold prices." Chen Yu frowned, he had just remembered this matter. A large number of commodities flowing into the market would definitely cause prices to depreciate. Also, Chen Yu couldn't take it back and sell it openly, he was just a poor guy who owed the bank millions. Suddenly having hundreds of tons of gold would probably only get him a banner of commendation. So the hundreds of tons of gold on the spaceship seemed like a lot, but in reality, not much of it could be put to use. "I see, prepare a small landing ship, let's take a dozen tons of gold back to Earth first. After I develop and make a lot of money, I'll bring the number 1 mothership back." "Okay, Captain, I'll go prepare the landing ship now." Chapter 6. Chen Yu was confident that, relying on these dozen tons of gold and the scientific technology from the alien spaceship's technology library, he would definitely make a name for himself on Earth. He aspired to become the world's richest man and conquer the universe in the future. Having prepared everything, Chen Yu boarded a small landing craft, carrying over a dozen tons of high-purity gold towards Earth. The mothership number 1 would remain on the far side of the Moon. The landing craft Chen Yu was riding in was also extraordinary, resembling Star-Lord's spacecraft from Guardians of the Galaxy. Its power source was a miniature antimatter annihilation engine, and a single fueling of antimatter fuel could sustain it for 100,000 years. Although small, it was still 30 meters in length, with a decent internal space, mainly because it was equipped with alien technology weaponry. Chen Yu believed that this small landing craft of his could easily defeat the air forces of all countries on Earth. The AI controlled the landing craft, slowly approaching Earth's orbit. "Captain, stealth mode has been activated. Please set the docking location. First, send me home. Find a deserted place to dock yourself, and make sure you don't get discovered by the authorities." "Understood, Captain." The spacecraft used stealth mode and landed in an empty space near a residential area in Zhongcheng, China. Chen Yu stuffed a few gold bricks into his backpack, planning to sell them first to solve his debt problems. Stepping off the landing craft, the hatch slowly closed, and Chen Yu only saw a blurred shadow flying into the sky. Presumably, it had gone to find a deserted place to dock. Chen Yu walked towards his house. Because he couldn't afford the mortgage, this house, which he had bought with a loan 3 years ago, had already been seized. Reaching the door, the court seal was still there. Chen Yu took out his key from his backpack, tore off the seal, and went inside. It was already night, and Chen Yu planned to rest here for the night and sell a gold brick tomorrow to pay off the mortgage he owed. Using the few dozen yuan left on his phone, he ordered takeout. When the delivery driver arrived at Chen Yu's door, he found the door sealed and felt strange, wondering if he had delivered to the wrong place. Fortunately, there was someone inside. "Sir, this house of yours is quite unique, isn't it?" the delivery guy joked. The delivery guy just smiled faintly and gave Chen Yu a suggestion as he left. "Brother, if you really can't make it, come work for our company as a delivery driver." Chen Yu closed the door. Delivering takeout was probably impossible for him in this lifetime. After finishing his takeout, Chen Yu rested. Early the next morning, Chen Yu was sleeping soundly when the AI's voice rang in his mind. "Captain, wake up! Captain, wake up!" The AI was transmitting through brainwaves, and the sound was echoing in Chen Yu's mind. "Damn it, so early! What are you shouting about in my head? Captain, didn't you tell me to wake you up at 8 AM this morning?" Chen Yu then remembered that he had indeed instructed the AI to wake him up in the morning. This alarm clock was indeed punctual enough. "Okay, I got it. I'll sleep a little longer." Chen Yu fell back to sleep. After about less than an hour, he faintly heard voices outside the door. Chen Yu suddenly jumped out of bed. He was sure there were sounds outside the bedroom. Before he could get out of bed, his bedroom door was pushed open. Chen Yu looked towards the door and saw a real estate agent in a suit standing at the door with a couple dressed as husband and wife. The moment Chen Yu saw these people, he already guessed what they were doing. The real estate agent frowned immediately when she saw Chen Yu lying on the bed and asked, "Who are you? This house has been seized by the court. How did you get in?" Chen Yu was furious. This was his home, and he was being asked who he was. "This is my house. What are you doing here?" The real estate agent must have seen this kind of scene before, so she said very sternly. "Are you by any chance Chen Yu, the previous owner of this house?" "What do you mean previous owner? I'm still the owner here." "Hehe, I'm sorry, because you haven't paid off your mortgage for several months, the court is auctioning off this house. You are violating the regulations by living here now. Please leave immediately." Chen Yu was just about to sell the gold brick today to pay off the loan and redeem the house, but he didn't expect to encounter this kind of thing early in the morning. Chen Yu was in a bad mood. He scolded the couple looking at the house and the real estate agent, and finally drove them away. After washing up, Chen Yu left the house with his backpack. He wanted to sell the gold brick as soon as possible. Chen Yu came to a chain jewelry store in the city, which also bought gold. Entering the store, Chen Yu looked around and felt it was quite formal, so he approached the counter and asked the clerk, "Do you buy gold?" The clerk was very polite. "Sir, of course we buy gold. Today's gold buying price is 545 yuan per gram. How many grams do you have?" Chen Yu weighed the backpack behind him. It was heavy. The gold bricks he cast were relatively large, and he only brought back 3 from the spaceship. Each one weighed more than 20 pounds, and the 3 together weighed almost 70 pounds. Fortunately, Chen Yu's physical fitness had improved after the Ami repair robot was implanted in his body. Otherwise, he would have been exhausted carrying these 70 pounds of gold bricks. Chen Yu slowly took off his backpack and struggled to take out a gold brick from inside. When the clerk saw Chen Yu take out such a large gold brick, his eyes widened. This was the largest gold brick the clerk had ever seen. Chen Yu placed the gold brick on the counter. "Check it out and see how heavy it is and how much it can be sold for." The clerk trembled as he lifted the huge gold brick, which was basically half the size of a brick used for building walls. Based on the clerk's experience, this was basically the real deal. She couldn't handle such a big business, so she quickly had someone notify the manager. Soon a fat man in a suit came to the front desk and also widened his eyes in disbelief when he saw the gold brick on the counter. "Sir, is this gold brick yours?" Chen Yu frowned. "If it's not mine, is it yours?" The manager smiled awkwardly and said, "Sir, do you have a purchase certificate for this gold brick?" Chen Yu was surprised. "Did you need a purchase certificate to sell gold?" "No, this was passed down from my ancestors. Where would there be a purchase certificate?" Hehe, sir, if you don't have a purchase certificate, our purchase price may be lower." How much lower? 15 yuan per gram lower. Thinking that he had hundreds of tons of this stuff on his spaceship, it didn't matter if it was 15 yuan per gram lower. Okay, then weigh it. I'll sell it now. The manager's eyes lit up. Such a large piece, at least 20 or 30 pounds, would be several tens of thousands of yuan less at 15 yuan per gram, and that would all be profit. Finally, the staff began to test the purity and weight. About half an hour later, the fat manager came to Chen Yu's side, looking very respectful. Sir, this gold brick of yours is very pure, meeting our pure gold purchase standards. The weight is 25 pounds, totaling 12,500 grams. Please confirm. Yeah, that's about right. This was a gold brick cast by the AI, and Chen Yu knew the detailed weight long ago. At least this gold store didn't cheat him. Okay, sir, 12,500 grams, at 530 yuan per gram, the total purchase price is 6,625,000 yuan. Chapter 7. Chen Yu's heart was already pounding wildly. This one gold brick was worth over 6 million. And he had 2 more in his backpack. Manager, to be honest, I have 2 more gold bricks like this. Chen Yu placed the other 2 gold bricks in front of the manager. Instantly, the fat manager covered his mouth, thinking, this is a huge customer. Fortunately, Chen Yu had come to a large jewelry store, which at least had sufficient funds. They bought gold and generally didn't ask about the source of the customer's gold. Sir, I'll weigh and test it for you right away. Please wait a moment. The entire staff of the gold store became busy. Chen Yu's transaction today was equivalent to several months of their work. Finally, Chen Yu walked out of the gold store with a smile, his bank card now holding over 19 million. As he left, the fat manager escorted Chen Yu to the door, inviting him to bring any future gold to them, promising a good price next time. Chen Yu waved his hand and left. He was going to the bank to pay off all his outstanding mortgage and his entrepreneurial loan. Arriving at the bank, he was told that he needed to make a phone appointment for early repayment. However, customer service said that his house had already entered the auction process and could not be redeemed. This left Chen Yu quite speechless, but then he remembered he had nearly 20 million in hand. He could just buy another house, even a villa. At the bank, he paid off the entrepreneurial loan of over 1 million, along with the overdue penalty, and Chen Yu breathed a sigh of relief. It truly felt like being free of debt. Although he had lost his house, Chen Yu no longer cared. Looking at the balance of over 18 million on his mobile banking app, Chen Yu had never felt so comfortable, it was a sense of security. Brain, tonight, control the landing ship and bring me a few more gold bricks. Chen Yu contacted the AI brain in his mind using brainwaves. Okay, Captain, I'll bring them over tonight. Good. Now that he had money, Chen Yu, like everyone who suddenly became rich, naturally thought of buying a car and a house. Chen Yu swaggered into the Porsche 4's store. A young and beautiful sales lady wearing a black silk skirt welcomed him. Sir, are you here to see the cars? After all, it was a luxury brand dealership, and there was no such thing as looking down on people. Although Chen Yu was dressed very plainly, he still received a warm welcome upon entering. It was completely different from those novels where the protagonist is mocked for dressing poorly and is ridiculed. Beautiful lady, I want to see a car. Can you recommend one for me? Chen Yu actually had a target in mind, but he just wanted to talk to the sales lady because she was pretty. Hehe, sir, then you first tell me what your budget is, and I can recommend the most suitable model for you based on your budget. Oh. I have no budget limit. Or, you can look at my temperament and see which of your cars suits me. The beautiful sales lady looked Chen Yu up and down. He was tall, about 1 meter 80, and looked clean and handsome. Although he was dressed relatively shabbily, the sales lady did not judge him by his appearance. Sir, you're so funny. I think your temperament is suitable for our Porsche Macan, priced from 580,000 to 970,000. Is that okay? Is there anything more expensive? That car is too small, it doesn't match my temperament. Chen Yu also knew that the sales lady probably thought he didn't have much money, so she recommended a cheaper one. But now he had over 10 million in his pocket, and he still had hundreds of tons of gold in hand. Was it appropriate to buy a car worth only hundreds of thousands? The sales lady was a little embarrassed, so she continued to recommend the Porsche Cayenne, the most expensive being 3 million. Chen Yu still shook his head. The two of them walked to the innermost exhibition stand, and Chen Yu saw a white sports car on the stand, which was very eye-catching. So he pointed to that car and asked, "Beautiful lady, what model is that, and how much does it cost?" The sales lady looked embarrassed. "Sir, that's our limited edition Porsche 911 GT3R currently, there's only this one in the store, and the price is 7 million. Chen Yu's eyes lit up. He liked this car at first glance, and the price was also suitable. Not bad, not bad. Then it's this one. If I buy it, can I drive it away today?" The sales lady was stunned. "Sir, what did you say? You want to buy this car?" Chen Yu smiled and nodded. This car had been in the showroom for more than a month because the price was too expensive. People basically just looked at it. With more than 7 million, it was better to buy a Lamborghini. "Yes, I want this car. Let's swipe my card now." The sales lady was stunned and led Chen Yu to the signing room. Then she brought a man, who should be her manager, and handed Chen Yu a list. "Sir, you also know that our Porsche cars must have accessories added before they can be sold. This is the list of accessories." Chen Yu glanced at it and didn't care. "Calculate the total price. By the way, I want to drive it away later. You'd better handle the license plate quickly." Okay. "Sir, we'll calculate the price right away. After you pay, we'll process it immediately." "Okay." After a few minutes, the beautiful sales lady brought over a contract with a base price of 7 million. Adding some accessories cost 400,000, the purchase tax was 680,000, and the license plate insurance was more than 60,000, for a total price of 8.15 million. Chen Yu didn't say anything, took out his ID card and gave it to the other party, and then swiped his card to pay directly. When the payment was successful, the manager and the sales lady stared at Chen Yu in disbelief. This was definitely a super rich second generation. He bought a car worth more than 8 million without batting an eye. The manager took the contract and Chen Yu's ID card to process the vehicle. The beautiful sales lady, Suro, stayed with Chen Yu in the signing room to chat and relieve boredom. Just now when signing the contract, the sales lady already knew Chen Yu's name. "Mr. Chen, you can call me Xiao. This is the first time I've seen such a generous customer like you." "Oh. Xiao, your name is so nice." Chen Yu was very confident now. He had already spent more than 8 million. Couldn't he flirt with the sales lady? "Hehe, Mr. Chen, why don't we add each other on WeChat? In the future, if your car needs maintenance, you can notify me." "Okay." Chen Yu took out his mobile phone and added Suro on WeChat. "Mr. Chen, what do you do? You're so rich." "Me? I should be engaged in the technology industry." "The technology industry? Mr. Chen, you're amazing." Chen Yu smiled secretly. "Sure enough, if you have money, whatever you say, others will compliment you." After chatting with Suro in the signing room for more than an hour, the manager walked in with a stack of documents. "Mr. Chen, all the procedures for your car have been completed. Currently, it's a temporary license plate. When the physical license plate comes down, I'll have Xiao contact you to come over and install it." "Okay, thank you for your hard work." Chen Yu took the procedures and car keys handed over by the manager, and smiled at Suro, who was looking forward to it. "Xiao, I wonder if you have time at noon? I'm not familiar with the area. I don't know where the food is good." If Suro couldn't understand Chen Yu's meaning, then she would really be uninteresting. The manager also winked at Suro, telling her to quickly agree to Chen Yu, as he was a big customer. Mr. Chen, I know a restaurant nearby that has good food. How about I treat you to a meal?" Chapter 8. Today, Suro could earn tens of thousands in commission from this deal, so treating Chen Yu to a meal was definitely out of the question. "Haha, Xiao, you're too polite. I should be the one treating. Let's go then." Suro nodded her little head repeatedly, obediently following behind Chen Yu. Chen Yu's Porsche 911 limited edition was already parked at the main entrance of the Force store. He had refused the ostentatious car handover ceremony. He got in the car with Suro and left the Force store. The manager watched the car leave and whispered to another salesperson next to him. "Xiao might be able to hook up with a sugar daddy this time. I wonder if she'll even come back to sell cars in the future. Ah, it's good to be young. Xiao just graduated and already has such luck." I'm so envious. Following Suro's directions, Chen Yu arrived at a nearby shopping mall. After parking the car, the two went upstairs to a restaurant with a good reputation. After ordering, Chen Yu began to carefully examine Suro. She was still wearing the forest store's sales uniform, a white blouse with a grey blazer, and a black silk pencil skirt. He had to admit that Chen Yu was attracted to this girl's figure and looks the moment he entered the Porsche forest store. Buying such an expensive car might have been his way of showing off in front of this beautiful saleswoman. Looking at the beautiful Suro in front of him, Chen Yu thought of his ex-girlfriend, who had been with him for 3 years. He remembered the words she said when they broke up, saying he was useless, a failure, and a social outcast. Chen Yu chuckled self-deprecatingly at this thought. Now that he had money, pretty girls were becoming proactive. Before, when he had no money, his girlfriend treated him like dirt. Sigh. Chen Yu sighed. Suro cautiously asked, Mr. Chen, why are you sighing? Could it be that even someone like you has worries? Chen Yu smiled faintly. I used to have a lot of worries, but now, they will probably slowly disappear. Oh, so you were thinking about the past just now. Haha, you're very clever. I was thinking about my ex-girlfriend. Just a month ago, she dumped me because I was poor, saying I was a hopeless case. Suro was surprised. Mr. Chen, you must be joking. You can buy an $8 million sports car today. Why would your girlfriend break up with you? Forget it, you probably wouldn't understand even if I told you. Let's eat. The two finished their meal in a pleasant atmosphere, and Chen Yu paid the bill and left with Suro. Suro's pretty face flushed slightly, and she seemed a little shy. Yes. I have time. Haha, good. Then you can accompany me to a place. Suro became nervous, and she seemed to have imagined many scenarios. Chen Yu couldn't help but laugh at her blushing face. Did she think he was going to do something to her? Xiao, it's not appropriate for you to wear this outfit to the place I'm taking you this afternoon. Let me take you to buy a suitable outfit. After Chen Yu finished speaking, he drove away and arrived at a nearby luxury store. Suro half-heartedly accepted the outfit Chen Yu gave her. It was a Chanel dress from the current season, which perfectly showed off Suro's beautiful figure. Combined with the original black silk stockings, Chen Yu was almost stunned. As the saying goes, clothes make the man. Suro had a bit of a socialite aura after changing into this beautiful outfit. After buying the clothes, the two drove to Chen Yu's destination. After the car stopped, Suro saw that it was actually a sales office. She had been very uneasy on the way here. She thought Chen Yu was going to take her home and do something inappropriate. But after getting out of the car, she found that it was a sales office. No wonder Chen Yu said he wanted to give her an outfit earlier. Her forest store uniform was similar to the clothes of a real estate agent. If she came here, she might be mistaken for someone selling houses. Mr. Chen, are you here to buy a house? Yes, my previous house was foreclosed on after I missed a few months of mortgage payments. Now I have nowhere to live, so I'm here to buy one. Suro was surprised. Chen Yu was so rich, how could he not afford the mortgage? Mr. Chen, you're really joking. The two walked into the sales office together. This was a high-end residential area in Zhongcheng, with both garden houses and villas. The reason he chose to buy a house here was because there was a huge forest behind the residential area. Thinking of his number one spaceship, if it had to land on Earth, it could be parked hidden in the forest behind, which might be more convenient in the future. After looking around, the garden houses here cost about 3 to 4 million each, and the villas cost 7 to 8 million for the small ones and more than 10 million for the large ones. After looking around, Chen Yu chose a fully furnished villa, costing 15 million in total. The villa had 4 floors in total, with a total area of more than 600 square meters, and a large garden that could accommodate a small landing craft. Chen Yu only had about 10 million in hand now, and he would have to wait until tomorrow to sell a few more gold bricks to have enough money. So Chen Yu signed a deposit contract with the sales office, paid a deposit of 100,000 yuan, and would come back tomorrow to pay the full amount. After completing the formalities, Chen Yu took Suro out of the sales office. At this moment, Suro's eyes were sparkling as she looked at Chen Yu. She was completely sure that Chen Yu was a super-rich second-generation heir. In just one day, he bought a car worth more than 8 million and a house worth 15 million, totaling more than 20 million. She had just graduated and was temporarily working as a salesperson in the forest store. She didn't expect to meet a rich second-generation heir. If Chen Yu wanted to date her, wouldn't she be taking a shortcut to success? The two got into the car, and Chen Yu prepared to take Suro home. Xia Ro, what did you study in college? Chen Yu suddenly asked. I studied business administration. I just graduated, and I haven't found a good job yet, so I'm temporarily working in the force store. Chen Yu's eyes lit up. Wasn't he about to register a technology company? Suro studied business administration, so she must know something about this. Xia Ro, I'm about to start a technology company. Are you interested in working with me? Suro's expression froze slightly, then she was overjoyed. Chen Yu was so rich, so following him would definitely be promising. At least from today's interaction, Suro felt that Chen Yu should be interested in her. Maybe she would be the boss's wife of this company in the future. Suro quickly agreed. Mr. Chen, can I? Why not? Once I've decided on the location of the company, you can come over. You studied this, so you'll definitely be able to help me. Okay, Mr. Chen, I definitely won't let you down. After taking Suro home, Chen Yu continued to return to his old house that had been seized. AI, where is the landing craft? Can you transport the gold bricks over here? Captain, the landing craft is currently in low Earth orbit, waiting for your next instructions. Okay, put the landing craft in stealth mode and land it on the rooftop of my building. I'll come up and get it. Okay, Captain. After about a few minutes, Chen Yu received a reminder from the AI. He came to the rooftop alone, under the cover of night. He carried down 10 gold bricks from the landing craft, totaling 250 pounds. Damn, I didn't expect this thing to look small, but it's so heavy. Captain, should I arrange a robot to be by your side? It can do these chores. Chen Yu thought of those mining robots on the number 1 spaceship, which looked like giant centipedes. Wouldn't it cause trouble if people saw this thing by his side? Are you stupid? Do you think I can bring those lizard-like robots around with me? Captain, I'm not talking about those kinds of robots, I'm talking about humanoid robots. Chen Yu became interested. What kind of humanoid robot? Chapter 9. The so-called humanoid robot is a highly realistic robot built to resemble you Earthlings. Coincidentally, the production workshop of ship number 1 can manufacture it. Chen Yu immediately thought of the T-800 robot in the movie Terminator. Terminator? Chen Yu asked in confusion. Almost. I can synthesize a silicone skin that can be made to look almost identical to an Earthling. As long as it doesn't go through special radiation detection, it's impossible to distinguish it from a real person. Chen Yu raised an eyebrow and curled the corner of his mouth. Okay, make one for me right away. I'll send you the measurements later. As for the face, search for Lu Yifei, Yang Mi, and Gulnazar, and integrate all their advantages into one face. Captain, you're really going to have fun. How long will it take you to make it? About one night. Okay, bring her to me tomorrow. Chen Yu spent a lot of effort carrying the gold bars to his Porsche. Why not put them in the house? Because the house could be taken over by the salespeople at any time. The next morning, Chen Yu woke up groggily, washed up, and took one last look at the house. He had spent all his savings and taken out a loan to buy it 3 years ago. Remembering some of the scenes he and his girlfriend had in this house, Chen Yu fell into reminiscence. Finally, thinking of his girlfriend's ruthlessness when she left, Chen Yu sighed. Alas! Maybe this is life. When you're desperate, there's always hope waving at you. Chen Yu closed the door and left the house. He probably wouldn't be back. With the experience of selling gold bars last time, Chen Yu found several gold shops this time and sold all 10 gold bars. He made a total of 66 million, plus the 10 million he had left. He now has more than 76 million in his account. Chen Yu drove to the sales office yesterday and paid the full amount for the villa, leaving more than 61 million in his account. This money is his startup capital. Chen Yu was busy with his house all day. Although the villa is fully furnished, some daily necessities are not available. He drove to buy a lot of them, and also went to the mall to buy some clothes and pants. Chen Yu was looking forward to the evening because the AI was going to send him a realistic robot today. Thinking of the hot figure and the star-like appearance, Chen Yu couldn't help but get excited. AI, are you here yet? Coming, about 10 minutes to arrival. After a while, Chen Yu felt a gust of wind blowing over the garden. This should be the landing ship landing in stealth mode. He saw the hatch slowly open. Chen Yu only saw the area inside the landing ship, the outer shell was invisible. Then a graceful figure walked down from the landing ship. When he saw the person walking down, Chen Yu almost spurted blood from his nose. "AI, what are you doing? Why isn't she wearing any clothes?" "Captain, there are no Earthlings' clothes on ship No. 1. Chen Yu quickly rushed forward, took off his coat, and draped it over this superb beauty. Then he helped her quickly into the house. The landing ship closed the hatch and slowly flew into the sky, continuing to float in near Earth orbit, waiting for Chen Yu's call at any time. Chen Yu brought the robot into the house and slammed the door shut. Looking at the robot wearing only a coat, Chen Yu almost couldn't control the blood flowing from his nose. He looked at the robot, and the robot was also looking at him. Their eyes met and Chen Yu became a little nervous. He felt that what he was staring at was a real person. How could this look like a robot? If the AI didn't tell him that this was a robot, Chen Yu would definitely think that this was a real Earthling. Still a slender and graceful figure, with perfect three-dimensional measurements, and a face that combines the advantages of several major stars, a super beauty. "Damn it, you dare to think about this!" Chen Yu reached out and pinched the robot's skin, then quickly retracted his hand. "AI! Don't lie to me, did you kidnap a beauty and then brainwash her? Because this is really too realistic, it looks and feels completely like a real person. The organs that Earthlings should have, this robot has them all." "Master, I was not kidnapped. I was created by the AI in the laboratory. You can give me a name." The female robot suddenly spoke, and Chen Yu was taken aback. But the voice was so nice, a bit like the voice of the female star Yang Mi. It must have been set by that perverted AI. Chen Yu walked around the robot, carefully looking at this perfect body, he almost couldn't help but pounce on this robot. Your voice is very distinctive, from now on you will be called Little Clamps." "Master, the name you gave me is so nice, Little Clamps likes it so much." After sending the AI away, Chen Yu looked at this perfect and impeccable body. He always felt itchy in his heart, but when he thought that this was just a robot, the fire in his heart instantly extinguished by more than half. Chen Yu lay on the sofa and ordered Little Clamps. "Hey, come here and massage my legs." Chapter 10. In the end, Chen Yu restrained himself, feeling that doing that sort of thing with a living person was more reliable. However, at night, Chen Yu had little Jiazi warm his bed, as she could simulate human body temperature. Chen Yu slept soundly that night, embracing this perfect, delicate body, her skin was soft and smooth, and she even had a heartbeat and breath. Throughout the night, Chen Yu woke up several times, each time momentarily believing he was holding a real person. The next day, Chen Yu went out early to buy little Jiazi a large pile of beautiful clothes from the mall. Lace suspenders, black silk stockings, sailor outfits, Lolita dresses, pencil skirts, super shorts, jeans, high heels, sandals, sneakers. He bought little Jiazi a set of all kinds of clothes, pants and shoes that he thought looked good. Chen Yu even bought a large bag of sexy lingerie, lace-trimmed, fishnet, sheer white silk, he bought them all. The lingerie store clerk even thought he was there to buy in bulk. Chen Yu felt like he was personally doing cosplay, playing a beauty-raising game. In the afternoon, Chen Yu took the beautifully dressed little Jiazi out. He planned to find an office building, register a company, and then rent a factory building, initially to be used as a warehouse for storing technological products. Last night, Chen Yu scanned the No. 1 spacecraft's technology library and could access the technological content under his authority. Chen Yu was shocked when he saw it. Even the most basic technology on the No. 1 spacecraft was enough to shock the world. For example, the controllable nuclear fusion technology that countless scientists on Earth have been researching but have not yet broken through is actually the most basic technology. The aliens were already using super quantum photon chips, the principle of which was that the inside of the chip used photon folding and trembling to achieve supercomputing. Even the most basic single photon model CPU was more than 100 years ahead of Earth. If he randomly produced a product from the technology library, Chen Yu would definitely become the richest man in the world. After selecting and selecting, Chen Yu finally positioned his first product to be produced as a new energy vehicle. Because the domestic new energy development is currently strong, those who make mobile phones, real estate, and even air conditioners are coming to divide this cake. Chen Yu didn't want to miss it, mainly because he had a trump card. In the technology library, he found a low-end energy technology deuterium-ion battery. Although it was low-end for alien technology, it was simply a science fiction product on Earth. This so-called deuterium-ion battery is an isotope battery of hydrogen. With the support of alien technology, the manufactured new energy battery has dozens of times the energy efficiency of current lithium-ion batteries. In other words, the best new energy vehicles on Earth can run 600-800 kilometers on a single charge. Using this deuterium-ion battery, it can run thousands of kilometers, and charging is very simple. Using a special reinforced high-voltage charging pile, it can achieve 5,000 kilometers of travel with 5 minutes of charging. This is even more awesome than refueling with gasoline. Chen Yu could hardly imagine that if this new energy vehicle came out, all the car manufacturers in the world would probably go bankrupt. Chen Yu planned to build a deuterium-ion battery factory first and sell it to major new energy vehicle companies, and then, when he had more money, he would design his own cars. Chen Yu was not afraid that other manufacturers would imitate his technology, because synthesizing this battery required the use of alien technology, which Earth's technology simply could not do. Thinking of doing it, Chen Yu drove to Zhongcheng International Finance Center, where the office buildings were the most high-end and luxurious. Since he was going to start the greatest company on Earth, the starting point must not be shabby. Chen Yu took little Jiazi and walked into the International Finance Center building, and many men's eyes were attracted by little Jiazi next to Chen Yu. After all, this was a perfectly designed woman, whether it was her figure or appearance, she was simply impeccable. Chen Yu gave little Jiazi a wink, and little Jiazi's face flushed, and then she obediently took Chen Yu's arm. This made the male animals in the hall envious. Such a perfect woman was already taken. Chen Yu found the sales department of Qiaojin Center and asked the staff inside that he wanted to rent a floor as an office. The area of a floor in Qiaojin Center is about 2,600 square meters. General companies cannot rent such a large area. But seeing Chen Yu with a beauty like a female star, the staff did not dare to neglect and directly notified the manager. Soon a slightly fat man in a suit took Chen Yu to his office. "Hello, sir, I am the sales manager of Qiaojin Center. My surname is Zheng. I heard from the front desk that you want to rent an entire floor?" "Yes, Manager Zheng, I want to rent a whole floor." Zheng Qiang's expression was slightly stunned, looking at the petite beauty beside Chen Yu. He had never seen such a beautiful woman. Presumably this man must be unusual. "May I ask your name, sir?" "My surname is Chen Yu." Mr. Chen, in our Qiaojin Center, except for the 88th to 90th floors, these 3 floors have not been rented out, and every other floor has a company. Because the top 3 floors are all decorated offices, if you want to rent, the price may be more expensive than the lower floors. Just tell me how much it costs directly. Our lower floors are about 350 yuan per square meter per month, and the price of these 3 floors from 88 to 90 will reach 500. Chen Yu was surprised. "Good guy, this decoration will cost 150 more per square meter. It's really a scam." But Chen Yu didn't care. "If I rent all 3 floors, you can calculate how much it will cost in total." Zheng Qiang was shocked. "Mr. Chen, what kind of company are you and you need 3 floors? You don't have to worry about this. I will rent them all, you can calculate." Zheng Qiang picked up the calculator and started calculating frantically. The 88-90 floors are the top 3 floors, and the area is a little smaller than the lower floors, but it is also 2,300 square meters per floor. Adding the 3 floors together is 6,900 square meters, 500 yuan per square meter, 3,450,000 yuan per month, and more than 41 million yuan per year. This is indeed a sky-high price, but Chen Yu didn't care. His plan was to wait until his deuterium-ion battery was launched to make money. Then buy this entire International Finance Center, which is probably around 30 billion. "Mr. Chen, I have calculated that if you rent 3 floors together, it will cost about 3.5 million per month." Chen Yu didn't even blink. "Okay, sign the contract, I'll rent it." Zheng Qiang was a little dumbfounded. "Mr. Chen, don't you bargain?" "Hehe, Manager Zheng, that's not necessary. I don't bargain, your commission will be a little more. Just treat it as me making friends with Manager Zheng, and take more care of my company in terms of security and property management." Zheng Qiang's eyes lit up. This Mr. Chen is really good at being a person. In the future, he will definitely give Chen Yu's company the green light in the building. Actually, what Chen Yu was thinking was to have a good relationship with Zhang Qiang now. When he has made enough money to buy this entire building, he can ask Zhang Qiang for help. Okay, Mr. Chen, you are indeed a straightforward person. I will arrange your company's decoration and security properly. Okay. Next, Chen Yu and Zhang Qiang signed the lease contract. The lease term is 1 year, pay 2 months deposit and 3 months rent in advance. Chen Yu paid a total of 17.5 million. Chapter 11. After signing the lease contract, Chen Yu asked Zhang Qiang to arrange for someone to install the fastest fiber optic network in the 3-story building and purchase 200 of the best computer equipment. When the time comes, he could directly reimburse himself for how much money was spent. Zhang Qiang was pleasantly surprised. Mr. Chen trusted him so much, he must do these things well for him. As for taking a cut in the middle, wasn't this an unspoken rule of the industry? Chen Yu didn't care. Giving the other party some benefits would make them do their best for you. Next, Chen Yu was going to rent a factory, the bigger the area, the better. He searched online for a while, but didn't see any factories for rent, but there were a lot of commercial houses for rent. At this time, Chen Yu received a message on his WeChat. He opened it and saw that it was sent by Suro. Mr. Chen, are you busy? How is your office search going? Chen Yu smiled slightly. This little girl was afraid that he wouldn't use her. Chen Yu typed a reply. The office has already been rented, right in the central CBD of the city, the International Finance Center. Wow, Mr. Chen, you are so amazing, you actually rented an office in the International Finance Center. My classmate works in a company inside, it's so impressive. Is that so? You can work there in the future too. I'll reserve a super large office for you. Ah, Mr. Chen, I don't know what I can do. Please leave the big office to those who need it. A workstation is enough for me. \U003CSHY emoji \U003E. By the way, I also want to rent a factory, the bigger the better. Where can I usually find resources in this area? On the other end of the phone, Suro thought for a while. She seemed to remember that a customer came to see the car last week and seemed to have said that a factory was going to be sold. So Suro sent a message to Chen Yu. I had a customer last week who said that a factory was going to be sold. I'll find his contact information for you. Okay, if you can help me solve this, I'll give you a raise. Yeah. Cute emoji. About 10 minutes later, Suro's message came again. Mr. Chen, I have already spoken to the other party. He asked us to go to his factory for a face-to-face meeting. Okay, I'll pick you up, let's go together. Okay then, come over. Chen Yu drove directly to the Porsche Force store with his small briefcase. When he arrived at the entrance of the Force store, Chen Yu opened the door and saw Suro standing at the door, already changed into her clothes, looking pretty and lively. Chen Yu smiled and stepped forward, apologizing a little. I'm sorry, I didn't think it through before I came. My car can only seat 2 people. I brought my secretary today. How about I let my secretary stay in your store first, and the 2 of us go together? Then, Suro saw Xiao Jiazi getting out of the passenger seat of the Porsche 911. When Xiao Jiazi got out of the car, the male salespersons in the Force store all rushed to the door like they had received some signal. This was a super beauty. Those salespersons who knew Chen Yu looked at him with envy. As expected of Boss Chen, the women around him were beautiful. Suro was stunned when she saw a woman who looked like a celebrity getting out of Chen Yu's car. For some reason, a sense of jealousy welled up in her heart. Seeing Suro staring at Xiao Jiazi in a daze, Chen Yu quickly spoke. Hey, ignore her, she's my secretary. We're going to talk about renting a factory. Just let her wait here. Xiao Jiazi politely stepped forward and extended her hand. Hello, I'm Chen Yu's secretary, my name is Xiao Jiazi. Chen Yu was speechless. He didn't consider encountering this kind of situation when he named Xiao Jiazi before. Suro looked at Xiao Jiazi and Chen Yu with surprise. What kind of name is that? Xiao Jiazi? Hello, my name is Suro. If you have something to do, go do it. Don't worry about me, I'll just wait here for the boss to come back. After Xiao Jiazi finished speaking, she honestly sat on the sofa in the Force store, immediately causing an exclamation from the male salespersons present. They were all thinking about bringing tea and water later and getting close to the beauty. Suro looked at Xiao Jiazi warily. This woman was too beautiful, and her figure was like something out of a manga. This was actually Chen Yu's secretary, and Suro's confidence was greatly diminished. With this competitor around, her hope of becoming the boss's wife was slim. Just as the two were about to leave, the forest store manager stepped forward and stopped Chen Yu. Hehe, Mr. Chen, you are our distinguished guest. Your car can't seat 3 people, I can lend you a 4-seater Panamera, which is our forest store's event car. Chen Yu's eyes lit up. That would be great, so all 3 of them could go. Okay, manager, you're really great. Hehe, Mr. Chen, as long as you're satisfied. Suro glared at her manager. Why wasn't this guy enlightened at this time? The manager didn't think so much, he just wanted to please Chen Yu. In the end, Chen Yu drove a Panamera, carrying Suro and Xiao Jiazi away. Suro sat in the passenger seat, and Xiao Jiazi sat in the back row. In the car, Suro couldn't help but ask Chen Yu. Mr. Chen, your secretary is really beautiful, where did you find her? Chen Yu didn't take it seriously and replied casually. You mean her? I hired her last night, but she can only be looked at. Suro didn't understand what Chen Yu meant. Mr. Chen, what do you mean by can only be looked at? It means she can only be looked at. She. She, forget it, you wouldn't understand even if I told you. Suro looked at Chen Yu with a strange look, not knowing what he was trying to express. At this time, Xiao Jiazi in the back row spoke in a coquettish voice. Humph, master, people can obviously be used, why don't you try? Why do you say people can't be used? I can, I guarantee I'll make you unable to stop. Pfft. Chen Yu almost spat out a mouthful of old blood. Xiao Jiazi's tiger wolf words were deadly. Suro frowned. What did Xiao Jiazi mean by her words? Also, why did she call Chen Yu master? What did she mean by being able to be used? What did she mean by unable to stop? Did she mean in that way? Hey, Xiao Ro, don't listen to her nonsense, she has a problem in her brain. Chen Yu also gestured to his head with his fingers when he explained. This angered Xiao Jiazi. Only a delicate and angry voice was heard from the back row. Humph, master, people are angry. You actually said that people have a problem in their brain. People are geniuses with an IQ of over 250. Yes, 250. 250. Suro could see it now. The woman in the back who was so beautiful that she didn't look real. It was estimated that there was really something wrong with her brain. She couldn't help but turn her head and look at her with a sympathetic look. Hey, Miss Su, why are you looking at me with that kind of look? According to my understanding of humans, your look just now has a variety of emotions such as pity, sarcasm, and irony, but I don't need you to treat me like that. Chapter 12. Suro's eyes widened, it seemed she hadn't been wrong earlier, this beauty's brain really was quite ill, luckily her own advantages were still present. Hey, why does your expression look more and more sympathetic towards me? There's nothing wrong with my brain. Little Clip was still quibbling, oh, not quibbling, explaining. Chen Yu and Suro were already ignoring her, letting her chirp away endlessly behind them. In reality, Little Clip had only just been created, she still had many things to learn. Once she had spent enough time in human society, she would be completely like an earthling, and she would develop the same emotions as humans. But right now, she was clearly not there yet, and her speech was still somewhat disjointed. Following the navigation Suro had sent him, Chen Yu drove for over an hour, arriving at the outermost suburbs of the entire Zhongcheng. He even drove on a particularly bad dirt road for a while before stopping in front of a huge factory building. As soon as Chen Yu got out of the car, he felt the dilapidation of this factory building, although the area looked really quite large. Good heavens, this is indeed very big, but it's a bit remote and a bit run down. Chen Yu complained. Mr. Chen, I didn't know it was so remote here, if you think the location is not good, then let's tell President Wu and just leave. No need, I think this place is good, although it's remote, as long as our products become famous, this area could become an industrial zone. Suro looked at Chen Yu with an adoring expression, as if all of this would become real. Let's go inside and talk to that President Wu. Okay. Chen Yu led the two beauties and stepped into the dilapidated factory building. It was very deserted inside, and there were still some sticks and brooms on the ground, it was obvious that no one had cleaned it for a long time. just as Chen Yu and the others were trying to find President Wu's office. A fat man on the balcony of a small, dilapidated building in the factory shouted to Chen Yu and the others. "Hey, here!" Suro looked over and revealed a look of surprise. "Mr. Chen, that's President Wu, let's go up." Chen Yu arrived at President Wu's office, and the fat President Wu led the three into the office. He looked furtively towards the factory gate, then quickly closed the door. Chen Yu couldn't help but reveal a surprised expression. President Wu sat down on his equally dilapidated boss's chair. He carefully sized up Chen Yu and little clip behind him. A barely perceptible shock appeared on his face, then he said with a face full of smiles. "Hehe, you must be Mr. Chen, little Su mentioned to me that you want to buy the factory building, right? If the price you offer is right, we'll sign the contract as soon as possible." Chen Yu narrowed his eyes and stared at President Wu. He always felt that the other party was hiding something. Moreover, the other party was obviously anxious, and while speaking, he would occasionally glance towards the door outside the window, as if afraid that something would break in. Chen Yu's eyes lit up. This particularly met his requirements. Tesla's factory area is only 860,000 square meters, this is more than half of Tesla's factory. Moreover, there are 300,000 square meters of open space outside. If all of it is utilized, it's enough to open a super factory. Moreover, the factory building for producing deuterium-tritium-ion batteries in the early stage doesn't need to be so big at all. President Wu, your factory building is in such a remote location, and it's already very dilapidated, just tell me the price. President Wu's eyes lit up, coming straight to asking about the price. It seemed like there was a chance. "Mr. Chen, to be honest with you, my factory is dilapidated, but the area is large enough, although it's located on the edge of Zhongcheng, but no matter what, it's still within the Zhongcheng area, right? How about this, one price, 30 million. Chen Yu frowned slightly, staring intently at President Wu's fat face, seemingly wanting to see some flaw from the other party's face. After more than 10 seconds, President Wu felt a little numb from Chen Yu's stare. "Mr. Chen, are you not satisfied with this price?" "Hehe, President Wu, don't think I don't know the market, I'll give you another chance, re-quote me a price." President Wu coughed, obviously not having encountered this kind of aura from a customer. At this moment, Chen Yu established contact with the AI in his mind. "Hey, AI, can you help me check the factory information of my current location, and see if there are any abnormalities?" "Okay, Captain, I will immediately connect to the Earth network and conduct a comprehensive inspection." In just a few seconds, the AI's voice sounded in Chen Yu's mind. "Captain, I have already found all the information about this factory, I will tell you the key points. Currently, the total factory area is 830,000 square meters, the property rights have 11 years remaining, according to the surrounding land prices, it is approximately 6,000 yuan per mu. According to the conversion, 830,000 square meters is 1,245 mu, the total land price is approximately 7.5 million, the buildings in these factory buildings are also relatively dilapidated, and subsequent renovation and improvement are needed. I have analyzed for you, the actual price of this factory is between 10 million and 15 million. Also, I investigated on the internet and learned that the legal person of this factory, is this President Wu, also owes the nearby villagers a total of 3 million in wages. If we don't solve this matter, we will also encounter villagers causing trouble after we buy it." The corners of Chen Yu's mouth curled up. This President Wu was really asking for a sky-high price. A factory building that was only worth 15 million at most, he doubled the price. Did he really think he was a sucker? Moreover, the property rights here only had 11 years left, the price would be even more discounted. If it expired, it would cost at least several million to renew the property rights. President Wu saw that Chen Yu was not speaking, and he himself couldn't sit still. "Mr. Chen, how about this, I'll give you 3 million off, how about 27 million? Chen Yu revealed a strange smile. "President Wu, it seems you're not sincere, I'll just say it straight, the land price around your factory building is about 6,000, according to the area you said, it's at most 7 million, your factory buildings are dilapidated and worthless, I still have to renovate them after I get them, the most important thing is, your factory property rights only have 11 years left, and you still want 30 million, you're probably daydreaming." Sweat was flowing down President Wu's forehead, he was surprised, why did Chen Yu know so much about his factory? "By the way, President Wu, I also know that you owe the villagers here 3 million in wages. If they often come to make trouble, your factory is probably worthless. President Wu's eyes widened. Chen Yu even knew this. Seeing President Wu's expression, Suro also saw that something was wrong with the other party. Could it be that what Chen Yu said was true? But she only told Chen Yu about it today. How did he find out about these things in such a short time? Suro certainly didn't know that Chen Yu had the AI helping him, invading the Earth network. These things could be easily found. President Wu was completely discouraged, his expression becoming dejected. Then Mr. Chen, you give me a price, if it's suitable, I'll sell it. Well, alright, one price, 13 million, I'm still giving you the highest market price, you better consider it carefully. Just as President Wu was considering, a noisy sound suddenly rang out at the factory gate. President Wu immediately looked outside in panic. I saw a large group of villagers holding sticks, brooms, and even machetes pouring into the factory gate. Chapter 13. Seeing a large group of villagers pouring in at the entrance, wielding sticks and machetes, Mr. Wu panicked instantly. He usually wasn't at the factory, but today he came to discuss the factory building with Chen Yu. These villagers must have found out he was at the factory and gathered to block him. Oh no, Mr. Chen, this is terrible. Those villagers who don't value their lives are storming in. We need to hide. Seeing the angry villagers rushing in with various weapons, Suro was completely frightened. Little Jiazi, standing to the side, didn't show a trace of fear on her face. Mr. Wu was about to escape through another window, but someone outside was already throwing bricks at him. Mr. Wu was almost hit and had no choice but to retreat back to the office. Seeing Chen Yu and the others still sitting there calmly, Mr. Wu said anxiously. Oh no, Mr. Chen, we're in big trouble. Chen Yu wasn't afraid of those villagers, ever since he had the amoeba class repair robot inside him. Chen Yu felt that his body had become stronger and more agile than before. Moreover, Chen Yu also had little Jiazi by his side. This was a simulated robot designed by the intelligent brain. According to the intelligent brain, little Jiazi was his bodyguard. Chen Yu guessed that even if little Jiazi wasn't as strong as the Terminator, dealing with these ordinary humans shouldn't be a problem. Mr. Wu, I advise you to return the villagers' hard-earned money to them, otherwise, how will I run this factory in the future? Mr. Wu's face darkened. He had been in arrears for more than a year. He originally planned to sell the factory this time and throw these messes to the future boss. He didn't expect that before the transaction was completed, these lowly people would come to his door. Okay, Mr. Chen, the price you just said, 13 million, I'll sell it now. As long as you make the payment successfully, I will immediately pay the villagers' wages. Okay, then you go out now and explain it clearly to the villagers. Mr. Wu was still a little scared. The villagers looked like they were going to kill someone. You coward, little Jiazi, take him. Let's go talk to the villagers below. Little Jiazi stepped forward and grabbed Mr. Wu, who weighed 200 pounds, like a chick, and pulled him up from the seat. Suro's eyes widened. How could such a delicate beauty have so much strength? Leaving that aside, the villagers below were acting like crazy. Chen Yu still wanted to go down. What if he got hurt by those villagers? Mr. Wu's legs were weak with fear, and he was very reluctant to come down. But this slender and graceful beauty, for some reason, had natural strength, and he couldn't even break free. Chen Yu and the others came to the open space downstairs and were immediately surrounded by the villagers. Little Jiazi threw Mr. Wu in front of the crowd of villagers. Immediately, several villagers were about to pick up machetes and chop Mr. Wu. But after only a few steps, little Jiazi rushed forward, moved nimbly and kicked the machetes out of the hands of those impulsive villagers in a few strokes. Suddenly, everyone stared in shock at the tall and beautiful figure. This beautiful woman was actually an expert. Many people couldn't believe it. Chen Yu was also very surprised that little Jiazi's strength was so strong. She was obviously holding back just now. If she released her full strength, those villagers would probably be punched to death or crippled. Seeing that the villagers were shocked, Chen Yu shouted loudly at the villagers. Everyone, be quiet. Then the villagers looked at the tall man in the middle. This person seemed to be the core figure here. Seeing the villagers quiet down, Chen Yu slowly said. I am the next boss who is about to buy this factory. I have already discussed it with Mr. Wu. He will pay back all the wages he owes you. Everyone, don't make trouble anymore. If you kill Mr. Wu, you won't get the money, and you will be arrested and forced to work." Hearing Chen Yu said that he would pay them their wages, the villagers all showed excited expressions. "Why should we believe you? That Fat Wu has found so many excuses in the past year. Every time he said he would give us the wages he owed us, but in a blink of an eye, he ran away. So you are all liars. I think you are the shill that Fat Wu hired." A middle-aged man with a machete shouted angrily at Chen Yu. After this man finished speaking, the villagers instantly started to stir again. Indeed, before that Fat Wu had cheated them so many times, using this excuse every time, and then he couldn't be found. Chen Yu was also speechless. It seemed that this Mr. Wu was really not a human being. "Everyone, calm down. I will pay your wages. I will have the finance department settle it for you now." After Chen Yu finished speaking, he kicked the Fat Wu, who was already paralyzed on the ground. "Get up, let's sign the contract. The amount is 10 million, and I will pay the other 3 million for your wages." Mr. Wu's expression was very ugly. He was actually very unwilling to pay this money. He could have coaxed these peasants and escaped. He didn't expect that Chen Yu would operate like this, and he really couldn't stop it. Could it be that he wouldn't sell the factory? If he continued to hold it in his hands, he would lose even more. Fat Wu gritted his teeth and admitted it. "Okay, let's sign the contract, 10 million is 10 million. The villagers felt that this time seemed different. Soon, the timid finance officer in the factory came forward and handed the villagers' salary list to Chen Yu. Chen Yu asked someone to bring a table and set up an office on the spot at the factory entrance. In front of everyone, he signed the factory transfer agreement with Fat Wu and paid these people their wages. After about 2 hours, the wages of more than 100 villagers on the scene were all transferred. The factory transfer agreement with Fat Wu was also signed. Chen Yu took the contract and transferred 10 million to the other party's card. When the villagers left, they were all very grateful to Chen Yu. They also claimed that if anyone came to the factory to make trouble in the future, they would call out to the nearby village, and they would come to help. After all the villagers left, only Fat Wu and Chen Yu's 3 people were left at the entrance. "Mr. Wu, our business is settled. As for the transfer of factory property rights, let's go to the Real Estate Management Bureau to register together tomorrow." Fat Wu's expression was gloomy at this time. He had suffered a great loss today. He could have gotten away with that 3 million, but he was tricked by this kid. As early as when he signed the contract with Chen Yu, he secretly sent a message. The reason why he could be so unscrupulous in arrears of wages. Behind him, there was already some involvement with the underworld. Today, he had a fluke idea when he went out and didn't bring his thugs with him. Now, as long as his thugs arrive, they will directly threaten Chen Yu to make him make up the 3 million, otherwise he would never cooperate with the other party to register with the Management Bureau. Where did Fat Wu know that he was facing someone he couldn't afford to offend? Chapter 14. After signing the contract with Fatty Wu, both parties exchanged contact information and agreed to go to the real estate center tomorrow to complete the transfer. Just as Chen Yu and his group were about to leave, they were stopped by Fatty Wu. "Mr. Chen, let me show you around the factory inside. You bought the factory, so you should at least take a look inside." Chen Yu thought it made sense, so he followed Fatty Wu to tour the inside of the factory. Fatty Wu's purpose was simple, to delay time and wait for his thugs to arrive so he could control Chen Yu and his group. He couldn't let the 3 million go to waste today, he had to squeeze it all out of Chen Yu. After Chen Yu finished touring the entire factory, it was as he expected, it was very dilapidated. However, he didn't care, he was only using it as a warehouse for now. Everything would need to be renovated anyway, as long as the area was sufficient. "All right, President Wu, we've seen it. To be honest, if you had shown me this earlier, I estimate I could have cut another 2 million off the price. It's too run down here." Fatty Wu's mouth twitched. He hadn't even asked for the 3 million yet, and this guy was already thinking about haggling. Just then, Fatty Wu's phone vibrated. He picked it up and looked at it. A playful smile appeared on his face. His thugs had arrived. As Chen Yu and his group arrived at the factory gate, they saw a van pull up. A dozen burly men with dragon and tiger tattoos stepped out, looking like they were straight out of the underworld. Chen Yu narrowed his eyes slightly. These people were obviously different from the villagers before. Fatty Wu strode and jogged to the middle of these thugs, stopping beside the most robust tattooed man. "Brother Biao, you've finally arrived. I've had terrible luck today. What's wrong?" President Wu, who's giving you trouble? Tell the brothers, and we'll stand up for you. Alas, I should have had you all come together today. Those villagers almost beat me to death. Humph, those peasants. Do you want us to go vent your anger for you? Fatty Wu knew that it was useless to look for the villagers now. The immediate task was to catch Chen Yu and make him spit out the 3 million. Brother Biao, no need to look for the villagers. We're looking for that kid. It's him who made me lose 3 million today. Brother Biao heard this and thought, wow, 3 million. That's a lot of money. Chen Yu, on the other side, heard everything clearly. He basically knew why Fatty Wu had called these underworld thugs over now. He was planning to rip them off here. Brother Biao looked at Chen Yu and shouted loudly. Hey kid, did you hear that? I heard it was you who made President Wu lose 3 million. Hand over the money if you know what's good for you, or else. The outfit that little Clip was wearing today was chosen for her by Chen Yu. A white tight-fitting top with a small suspender, her pair of full and perky breasts were ready to burst out. She wore denim hot pants that barely covered her private parts. Her long legs could make any man drool. The other woman was also a great beauty, with an equally attractive and alluring figure, but she was hiding behind Chen Yu, looking scared. Seeing these two beauties, Brother Biao immediately became excited. In this remote area, for such beautiful women to appear, a wicked fire had already risen in his heart. The dozen or so younger brothers behind him were also staring at the two women, unable to take their eyes off them. Some even started whistling. Suro hid behind Chen Yu, her hands trembling as she tightly grabbed Chen Yu's arm because she was afraid. Chen Yu gave Suro a reassuring look, indicating that he had everything under control. Chen Yu was also not polite and shouted towards the opposite side. President Wu, is this how you do business? We have already signed the contract. Are you going back on your word? Now that Fatty Wu had someone to back him up, he felt more confident and spoke arrogantly. Mr. Chen, if it weren't for you today, I wouldn't have had to pay that 3 million. So, you caused all of this. Now, I'll give you a choice, transfer 3 million to me, and we'll still go to transfer the property rights tomorrow as usual, or else. Or else what? Do you still want to abscond with the money? I have your transfer records. If I call the police, President Wu, do you think you can escape? Fatty Wu was like an old hand who had experienced this kind of thing before. He laughed loudly. Ha ha ha, Mr. Chen, I say you're still too naive. As long as I don't cooperate, it's useless even if you call the police. This belongs to economic disputes. You sue me, and it will drag on for half a year or a year. I don't think that would be good for you. Chen Yu clapped his hands and applauded. As expected, he was a rogue. A person who could delay workers' wages was indeed not a good thing. Since President Wu is like this, then we have nothing to talk about. I'll still choose to call the police. Fatty Wu thought Chen Yu would compromise, but he didn't expect him to really want to call the police. He would rather fight a lawsuit with him, dragging it on for half a year or a year, than spend an extra 3 million to buy peace. At this time, Brother Biao spoke. He was originally here as a thug to support Fatty Wu and scare the other party. Now that he saw the two beauties beside that kid, he felt a little itchy. In this remote area, in an abandoned factory, if something happened, he probably wouldn't be caught. President Wu, you've broken down, right? You don't have to worry about the rest. I want to have an in-depth exchange with the two beauties beside this gentleman. After Brother Biao finished speaking, a group of thugs behind him made lewd remarks, seeming a little impatient. These people were originally underworld gangsters who had done many shady things before. Now, in this remote environment, the evil in their hearts was infinitely amplified. Fatty Wu only wanted to get the money and didn't want to escalate the matter further, but now Brother Biao and his dozen or so brothers seemed to be a little obsessed. Brother Biao, you'd better restrain yourselves a little. I still have business to discuss with him. Get lost, you go wait on the side first, I'll go chat with the two beauties first. Brother Biao led a group of people forward, wanting to control the two girls. Chen Yu helplessly spread his hands and asked Little Clip. Can you handle it alone? Little Clip revealed an innocent and lovely expression, which made Chen Yu's heart skip a beat. Master, of course I can. These people are only slightly more capable than ordinary people. I know all the fighting techniques on Earth. Chen Yu breathed a sigh of relief. It seemed that the intelligent brain had implanted all of Earth's fighting techniques into Little Clip's body. Okay, but you also need to be careful not to kill anyone. Okay, master. Suro was trembling with fear, but hearing Chen Yu and Little Clip's words made her even more confused. At this time, Little Clip strode forward. This made Brother Biao and his group extremely happy. Oh, Beauty, you're quite proactive. How about going to the room with me to discuss philosophy? Little Clip, like a human, showed a disgusting and repulsive expression. Then her body moved instantly. She was as agile as the wind, quickly approaching Brother Biao and his group of hooligans. Chapter 15. Little Clip's exquisite and graceful figure plunged into the crowd, lacking any overwhelming aura, instead giving off a sense of elegant beauty. But if you dare underestimate her, you're not far from death. Only a series of crackling and popping sounds were heard, as fists and feet flew. Everyone on the scene was dumbfounded, even Chen Yu was stunned. The scene of Little Clip subduing several villagers earlier was not as shocking as what they were seeing now. In a mere 30 seconds, Brother Biao and the dozen or so thugs he brought with him were all lying on the ground, clutching their stomachs and wailing incessantly. Chen Yu had just seen that Little Clip only used one move, which was the liver punch favored by boxers. She only threw a dozen punches, each one accurately hitting the thugs' ribs with such force that it directly ruptured their livers. This kind of injury is not fatal, but it is extremely painful. After a few hours of rest, they can regain their mobility. Little Clip clapped her hands, dusting off non-existent dust, and retreated to Chen Yu's side, standing properly like a lady. Suro, watching from behind, was completely stunned. She was utterly dumbfounded. Was this even a woman? Fatty Wu, who was scared silly in the distance, had known that this woman was quite strong, but now it seemed her combat power was just as terrifying. Chen Yu beckoned to Fatty Wu. Hey, you, come here. Fatty Wu trembled as he walked forward. He was scared now. Mr. Chen. Mr. Chen, you really have hidden talents around you. He, President Wu, do you still want that 3 million? No, I don't want it, I don't want it. That's good. To avoid you causing me trouble, we'll go to the real estate center now to transfer the ownership. If you dare to play tricks, I have 10,000 ways to kill you. Fatty Wu was completely terrified. Just a delicate beauty by his side was this capable, this Mr. Chen must have a considerable background. If he offended him, there would definitely be no good outcome, mainly because his backer was gone. Okay, we'll go transfer the ownership now. Afterward, Suro drove, Little Clip sat in the passenger seat, and Chen Yu controlled Fatty Wu in the back seat, heading straight for the real estate transfer center in Zhongcheng City. After an afternoon of operations, the ownership of the factory was finally transferred to Chen Yu's name. Chen Yu drove back to the Forest store and returned the car to the manager. Thinking that his sports car could only seat 2 people, Chen Yu waved his hand and bought a top-of-the-line Porsche Cayenne. The sales manager grinned from ear to ear, never expecting that lending the car to Mr. Chen once would result in him buying a new car from him. Manager, please arrange for someone to drive my 911 sports car back to the villa for me. The address is Jinjiang Shanshui, Building 105. Okay, Mr. Chen, we will definitely fulfill your request for you. Chen Yu drove the new car, carrying Little Clip and Suro, away from the Forest store. Having successfully acquired the factory today, they had to celebrate, especially Suro, who had provided the information. In the car, Suro sat in the passenger seat, looking at Chen Yu's handsome profile, her heart pounding. Chen Yu turned his head and saw a flushed little face staring intently at him. Xiao Ro, why are you looking at me like that? Suro immediately sat up straight, somewhat shyly saying. No, Mr. Chen, I. Chen Yu gave a handsome smile and asked. What do you want to eat? I was able to buy the factory today thanks to the clues you provided. I'm fine with anything, I'm not picky. You can ask Little Clip, she was a great help today. Her? She doesn't need to eat. Chen Yu blurted out. Suro looked puzzled. What? Is Little Clip trying to lose weight tonight? Chen Yu almost let it slip, so he followed Suro's explanation. Yes, that's it, she wants to lose weight tonight. Suro looked at Little Clip in the back row, who had an innocent and harmless face, with a slender and graceful figure. Where did she need to lose weight? She's already so slender, does she still need to lose weight? Suro wondered. Chen Yu didn't know how to answer when Little Clip spoke up herself. Who said I want to lose weight? I want to eat McDonald's, KFC. Chen Yu was speechless, thinking, you're a robot, what are you eating human food for? Just then, Little Clip's voice sounded in Chen Yu's mind. Master, the AI installed a unit simulating a human digestive system in my abdomen, I can digest organic matter. This should be Little Clip communicating with Chen Yu using brainwaves. You can eat, why didn't you say so earlier? I thought you were an immortal. Master, you didn't ask. Finally, the three of them arrived at a nearby high-end restaurant. Now that Chen Yu had money, he simply chose the most expensive and luxurious restaurant, which was definitely the right choice. Having bought the factory today, Chen Yu still had 30.5 million in cash, which should be enough to start the company. At the dinner table, Chen Yu carefully observed how Little Clip, this robot, actually ate. After watching for a while, Chen Yu discovered that Little Clip's eating was no different from a normal human being. Sometimes Chen Yu was really in a daze, was the AI always deceiving him? Little Clip was clearly a real person. After dinner, the three went downstairs and got into the car. Suro wanted to be alone with Chen Yu, so she said. Mr. Chen, why don't you drive Little Clip home first? Her, no need, she lives with me. Suro's face turned pale instantly. She never expected that Chen Yu would actually live with this great beauty. She originally wanted to work hard and become Chen Yu's woman, so that she would basically have no worries about food and clothing for the rest of her life. Now that she knew that Chen Yu already had a new love, Suro stood there, at a loss. Seeing Suro's dispirited look, Chen Yu realized that he seemed to have said something wrong just now. So he quickly tried to make amends. Xiao, it's not what you think, Little Clip, she's not, alas, she's not my that, in short, she just lives in my house. Suro wasn't a child, with such a beautiful woman at home, could Chen Yu resist? The two were clearly in that kind of relationship, why did Chen Yu need to explain? Chen Yu was speechless and simply drove both women to his house. All the way, Suro was absent-minded, like a deflated ball. Arriving at Chen Yu's villa, Suro was still in a daze. Xiao, why don't you stay here tonight? Only then did Suro look at Chen Yu, and then at Little Clip, who had an innocent and harmless face, beautiful and yet sexy. Chapter 16. Although Suro had a good impression of Chen Yu, finding him handsome and wealthy, she couldn't bear the thought of being a third party since he was with Xiao Jiazi. She still couldn't accept being the other woman. Suro came to the living room in her pajamas and saw Xiao Jiazi running around in revealing clothing. She didn't expect this woman to be so skilled. Using such methods to seduce Chen Yu, Suro felt utterly defeated, she couldn't possibly do that. Chen Yu also came out of the bathroom and saw Xiao Jiazi in her skimpy outfit, and he quickly criticized her. Xiao Jiazi, don't dress like that at home. Xiao Jiazi retorted impolitely. Master, don't you like it when I dress like this? Xiao Jiazi will go warm your bed now. Chen Yu face-palmed, feeling like he couldn't clear his name even if he jumped into the Yellow River. He was still hoping to win over Suro, but now with this scene, who knows what Suro thinks of him. Sure enough, when Suro heard Xiao Jiazi's aggressive words, her expression immediately fell. Mr. Chen, I think I should go back. I'm sorry for disturbing you tonight. Suro turned to go back to her room to change, but Chen Yu quickly stepped forward and stopped her. Suro, listen to me. If I told you that Xiao Jiazi isn't like that, that there's nothing between us, would you believe me? What reason do I have to believe you? Suro spoke with resentment, shook off Chen Yu's hand, returned to her room, and soon came out fully dressed before slamming the door and leaving. Chen Yu looked at the door and sighed, thinking he could have had a good time tonight. He didn't expect things to turn out this way. Xiao Jiazi's beautiful, big eyes were staring at Chen Yu. Master, did you sleep well? Do you want to sleep in with Xiao Jiazi? Chen Yu suppressed the impulse in his heart and said. No, I'm not sleeping anymore. I have things to do today. Chen Yu quickly averted his gaze and got out of bed to get dressed. Although he really wanted to experience what Xiao Jiazi felt like, he couldn't accept that Xiao Jiazi was a machine. After getting dressed, Chen Yu went to the kitchen to make breakfast. As he was cooking, Chen Yu asked the AI in his mind. AI, didn't you teach Xiao Jiazi to wake up early to make breakfast and clean up? All she knows how to do is crawl into my bed. Captain, according to my scan of your social situation, aren't you the kind of loser who likes this kind of beautiful woman? Chen Yu face-palmed. He really wanted to board the landing ship to the moon right now. Then he'd rush into the control room of spaceship number 1 and tear off the AI robot from the ceiling and beat it up. Forget it, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Quickly set a program for Xiao Jiazi, give her professional cooking skills, let her wake up early to make me breakfast, and know to clean when the room is dirty. Master, you can just teach her yourself, right? Forcibly setting a program will make Xiao Jiazi unhappy. What? She'll be unhappy? Isn't she a robot? I've told you, she's actually almost like a normal person now. She has her own thoughts and can also produce human emotions and feelings. Alright. I got it. So, you're saying that Xiao Jiazi is human in every way except for her body, right? You could say that. Chen Yu sighed, it seemed he could only teach her himself. After breakfast, Chen Yu went to the bedroom. Xiao Jiazi was still lying naked in bed, and when she saw Chen Yu come in, a clear smile appeared on her face, and her eyes became brighter. Xiao Jiazi, I'll teach you something. After a morning of teaching, Chen Yu finally taught Xiao Jiazi how to clean. As for cooking, Xiao Jiazi logged onto the internet herself and downloaded hundreds of gigabytes of cooking videos into her brain. It could be said that she could already be considered a top-notch chef. In the afternoon, Chen Yu drove his Porsche Cayenne, taking the beautifully dressed Xiao Jiazi out. Today, he was going to order deuterium gas, an important raw material for producing heavy hydrogen ion batteries. He also wanted to see if he could find a construction team to renovate his dilapidated factory. Chen Yu had previously found a rare gas manufacturer in the Zhongcheng Industrial Zone online. Deuterium gas, scientifically known as heavy hydrogen, is an important industrial raw material widely used in semiconductor manufacturing and optical fiber manufacturing. So, there is commercially available deuterium gas for sale. Chen Yu didn't want to spend a lot of effort synthesizing deuterium gas himself. Being able to buy ready-made gas and then transport it to the manufacturing workshop inside spaceship number 1 on the moon would allow him to produce heavy hydrogen ion batteries. With deuterium gas, Chen Yu could order large quantities of rare earth elements, which contained all the elements needed to manufacture heavy hydrogen ion batteries. Spaceship number 1's 5 production lines could completely refine all the raw materials, initially meeting basic production needs. Chen Yu drove to the Zhongcheng rare gas manufacturing plant located in the suburbs. Chapter 17. Guided by the factory receptionist, Chen Yu, with Xiao Jiazi in tow, met the factory's person in charge. In an office, the middle-aged man in the executive chair said with a smile. Hello, I am Zhou Zhihua, the general manager of the factory. May I ask your name, sir? The receptionist mentioned you are here to order deuterium gas. Zhou Zhihua looked at Xiao Jiazi standing behind Chen Yu. Today, Xiao Jiazi was wearing a white, form-fitting shirt. Below, she sported a super short pencil skirt, paired with black stockings and a pair of black, red-bottomed stilettos, perfectly showcasing her figure. Her face was adorned with a pair of secretary glasses, making her the epitome of a beautiful office lady, in uniform. Seeing Chen Yu with such a beautiful secretary, Zhou Zhihua immediately looked at him with different eyes. Hello, my name is Chen Yu, and I am indeed looking to order a batch of deuterium gas from your company. Oh. May I ask which company Mr. Chen represents, and how much deuterium gas are you looking to order? Company? Representative? Chen Yu was speechless. He had previously asked Manager Zhang from the Qiaojin Center to help with the registration, but the company hadn't been registered yet. General Manager Zhou, my company hasn't been registered yet. Can I order it under my personal name? Of course, but our company has regulations. Deuterium gas is also a flammable substance. Individual purchases cannot exceed 1,000 cubic meters, and the price is 5,500 yuan per cubic meter. Chen Yu sighed, this deuterium gas was indeed damn expensive. 1 cubic meter cost several thousand yuan, and manufacturing a heavy hydrogen ion battery required at least about 10 cubic meters. In other words, the most basic raw material cost for one battery was as high as over 50,000 yuan. Adding the cost of the outer shell material and internal electrode materials, etc. Chen Yu estimated that the cost of a standard heavy hydrogen ion battery would be about 70,000 yuan. This was basically the same as the current price of new energy batteries, but the energy efficiency was simply incomparable to ordinary ternary lithium batteries on Earth. This business was definitely profitable. General Manager Joe, I would like to ask how much deuterium gas your annual output is. Zhou Zihua looked surprised. Mr. Chen, why are you asking this? You don't need to doubt our output. Okay, since General Manager Joe is so confident, then I can sign an exclusive contract with your factory. I want all the deuterium gas you produce. Zhou Zihua squinted and pursed his lips, seemingly trying to determine if Chen Yu was joking. Mr. Chen, your tone is a bit too ambitious, don't you think? Do you know how many cubic meters of deuterium gas we can produce in a year? That's what I was just asking you. Alright, I'll tell you. Our total annual output reaches 20 million cubic meters, and our annual turnover exceeds 60 billion. Do you have the strength to swallow that? Chen Yu frowned. Only 20 million cubic meters, meaning he could only make 2 million heavy hydrogen-ion batteries. Currently, the annual production of new energy vehicles in the country is 11 million, and it is still rising. The deuterium gas from one factory is obviously not enough. Seeing Chen Yu frown and ponder, Zhou Zihua's face showed smugness. He must have scared the other party with his factory's production capacity. So, Mr. Chen, can you handle our factory's production capacity? Zhou Zihua's tone was somewhat teasing. Chen Yu frowned and said, General Manager Zhou, your factory can only produce 20 million cubic meters a year? That's a bit too little. Zhou Zihua chuckled. He scratched his ear, seemingly trying to judge whether Chen Yu was joking. Mr. Chen, what did you say? You must be joking. Do you know how much 20 million cubic meters is? We are already one of the top 10 deuterium gas manufacturers in the world. Chen Yu calmly explained. General Manager Zhou, to be honest, I will need about 200 million cubic meters of deuterium gas every year from now on. Zhou Zihua chuckled again. He was now very sure that Chen Yu was bragging and was just here to be funny. Mr. Chen, there should be a limit to your jokes. 200 million cubic meters of deuterium gas? Our country's annual output is only 500 million cubic meters, and you want 200 million cubic meters. You may need to sign supply contracts with half of the deuterium gas factories in the world to meet your needs. Then does General Manager Joe have any connections in this area to help me contact some deuterium gas factories? I can sign exclusive supply contracts with them. Mr. Chen, I would like to ask a presumptuous question. What do you want to do with so much deuterium gas? Chen Yu didn't need to hide it. Only he possessed this technology. I use it to manufacture heavy hydrogen-ion batteries, which will be used in new energy vehicles in the future. Zhou Zihua was the general manager of Zhongcheng Rare Gas Factory and also a chemistry PhD graduate from a prestigious university. As soon as he heard Chen Yu mention heavy hydrogen-ion batteries, he immediately knew what the other party was talking about. This type of battery was only a theory. Currently, Earth's technology was difficult to confine heavy hydrogen ions in a closed space and allow them to move repeatedly. If Chen Yu had mastered this technology, then undoubtedly, as soon as his product was launched, it would immediately occupy the entire market. Because the discharge efficiency generated by the movement of heavy hydrogen ions was several times that of ordinary ternary lithium batteries. This meant that a heavy hydrogen ion battery of the same size would provide several times the range for vehicles. Think about the current new energy vehicles, which generally have a range of 300–600 kilometers. Once this battery was launched, a car's range would reach 2,000–5,000 kilometers, which was even more impressive than gasoline cars. This was simply disruptive technology. Zhou Zihua's speech was a little stuttering. Mr. Chen, are you saying that you have already mastered the technology of heavy hydrogen-ion batteries? Chapter 18. Zhou Zihua was, of course, very surprised because he was a PhD in chemistry and understood the difficulty involved. That's right, so you should know how big the future prospects are if my battery is launched. Zhou Zihua suddenly frowned again. He was also considered an expert in this field and knew the difficulty of this technology, so he was very skeptical. President Zhou, if you are not comfortable signing an exclusive contract with me, you can sell me 3,000 cubic meters first. Zhou Zihua thought about it. He could only purchase up to 1,000 cubic meters in his personal capacity, but as the general manager, he could certainly find a way to circumvent this problem. Thinking about the future development prospects of deuterium-ion batteries, Zhou Zihua was willing to believe Chen Yu once. Okay, Mr. Chen, I can find a way for you to get an order for 3,000 cubic meters, but I have a condition. What condition? If you really develop a deuterium-ion battery, I hope to have the opportunity to cooperate with you in the battery field in the future. Chen Yu stared at Zhou Zhihua, as if trying to see through him. What a great deal, this guy is very perceptive. However, thinking that he would still need Zhou Zhihua's help in the future, he replied. Okay, President Zhou, after our battery is launched, you can cooperate with us based on your own strength. As long as your funds are sufficient, I can even give you a regional agency. Chen Yu clearly knew that once his company's products were launched, they would cause a sensation in the world. Even if Zhou Zhihua only represented a small area, it would allow him to make a lot of money. Okay, Mr. Chen, then it's settled. Afterward, Zhou Zhihua prepared a document for Chen Yu and ordered 1,000 cubic meters each under the names of 2 other people. This gave Chen Yu a total of 3,000 cubic meters. Finally, they signed a sales agreement for a total price of 16.5 million. After paying the payment, Chen Yu only had 14 million left. Chen Yu exclaimed that this stuff was really damn expensive. Chen Yu thought that 3,000 cubic meters of deuterium gas would be a lot, but after compression, 2 small trucks were able to load it all. If Chen Yu hadn't had the intelligent brain convert the volume, he would have almost thought that Zhou Zhihua was cheating him. Chen Yu asked the driver to take the 2 trucks of deuterium gas to the dilapidated factory in the suburbs. Although it was dilapidated now, it could still be used as a warehouse. Zhou Zhihua thoughtfully had several movers come along with the truck. After moving the goods into the factory, Chen Yu gave each of the workers an extra 300 yuan tip. After seeing off the driver and movers, Chen Yu and Little Clip looked at the row of deuterium gas cylinders, which looked like gas tanks. Master, it's not safe for us to put these deuterium gas cylinders in the factory. That's right, but there are no security guards in the factory now, so let's take them to the moon tonight. Okay. So, Chen Yu notified the intelligent brain to send the landing ship to transport the deuterium gas. In just 10 minutes, Chen Yu felt a gust of wind blowing up in the open space in front of the factory building. The landing ship should have arrived. It was already night, and the nearest village was 2 or 3 kilometers away. There was no need for the landing ship to continue to be invisible. Looking at these deuterium gas cylinders, Chen Yu was in a dilemma because he definitely couldn't call movers to move them onto the landing ship. But there were so many, was he going to move them himself? Thinking of the crawling robots on the number 1 spaceship, they should be able to handle it quickly if they came over. Just as Chen Yu was about to contact the intelligent brain and ask him to send another landing ship with a few robots down, Little Clip had already rolled up her sleeves and was carrying 3 large tanks in one hand, quickly rushing towards the landing ship's cargo hold. Chen Yu stepped forward and weighed one. Each tank weighed at least 50 or 60 kilograms, and Little Clip was carrying 6 tanks at a time. That was almost 300 kilograms, and she was still walking as if on flat ground. The main thing was that Little Clip's slender and graceful figure was carrying deuterium gas tanks that were larger than her body, making the scene look extremely comical. It was like a 1.4-meter tall loli carrying 2 2-meter tall giants, one in each hand, and running at high speed. Chen Yu just stared at Little Clip busily going back and forth, and in less than 10 minutes, she actually moved all the deuterium gas cylinders onto the landing ship's cargo hold by herself. Okay, I understand. I'll treat you as a real human being in the future. Yeah, thank you, Master. Little Clip snuggled into Yu's arms and, tilting her head, actually gave Chen Yu a sneak attack when he wasn't paying attention. Chapter 19. Little Clip actually gave Chen Yu a kiss. It was so sudden. Chen Yu was stunned by the kiss. He even felt a moist and smooth sensation, and even a hint of fragrance. He had of course kissed his ex-girlfriend before, and this feeling was no different from kissing a real person. Even more stimulating and comfortable because of Little Clip's beauty. Chen Yu was a little dazed. Don't kiss me for no reason in the future, got it? People couldn't control themselves, Little Clip loves Master the most. Chen Yu rubbed his forehead. It seems that the intelligent brain wrote the instruction of love Master the most into Little Clip's underlying program. Chen Yu asked the intelligent brain to control the landing ship to take off, transport the deuterium gas to the moon, and manufacture deuterium-tritium-ion batteries on the production line inside the number 1 spacecraft. As for other rare metals and raw materials needed to manufacture batteries, they can be directly mined on the moon. In fact, the moon is also rich in mineral deposits. Since there are mining robots on the #1 spacecraft, let them mine the required raw materials on the moon themselves. Chen Yu asked the intelligent brain to design a cool company logo. It is a planet similar to Saturn's ring plus a planet of Earth, gathered together. It looks like a high-tech company at a glance. The registered capital of the company is 1 billion yuan, but it can be actually paid after the company's products are launched. A week later, in the morning, Zhang Hui from the International Finance Center called. Mr. Chen, your 3-story office building has been fully arranged for you. Would you like to come and take a look? Chen Yu was waiting for the office to be arranged, so he went out with little Clip. First, Chen Yu drove to the Porsche Force store. Su-ro felt much better when she saw Chen Yu coming to the store to pick her up in person. Xiao-ro, my company has been registered, and the office location has also been arranged. Now you can come with me. Su-ro was still thinking about Chen Yu and little Clip, and her face was a little resentful. However, she really wanted to start a business with Chen Yu, and finally went through the resignation procedures and left with Chen Yu. Watching Su-ro walk out of the Force store behind Chen Yu, the sales manager and a group of employees looked at Su-ro enviously. I am so envious of Su-ro. Mr. Chen is handsome and rich. Why am I not as beautiful as Su-ro and have that kind of figure? Woo. Alas! Su-ro is going to be prosperous this time. I can tell that Mr. Chen is not an ordinary person. The manager couldn't help but sigh. This sales manager is indeed right. Su-ro will become the CEO of Ring Universe Technology in the future, managing a super business empire of hundreds of trillions. Moreover, in the future, she will become the most influential woman in the world, but that is all for later. Su-ro followed Chen Yu to his Porsche Cayenne, and at this moment, there was a beautiful figure in the passenger seat. When Su-ro saw little Clip in the car, her face suddenly collapsed. Why is she in the car? Chen Yu scratched his head and could only bite the bullet and say. She is my secretary, she must always be with me. Su-ro frowned, feeling very bad, thinking of little Clip wearing revealing clothes and running around in Chen Yu's house. She felt very uncomfortable. Chen Yu gave little Clip a look. Little Clip could only helplessly open the car door and sit in the back seat. Su-ro saw Chen Yu giving the other party a look and driving her away from the passenger seat, giving her a seat, and her mood suddenly improved a lot. Chen Yu took the initiative to step forward and open the car door for Su-ro. I said, Miss, get in the car, you are the president of my company. Su-ro glared at the playful Chen Yu angrily, but still got into the car with her long legs. Chen Yu drove to the underground garage of the International Finance Center, and then took the elevator straight to the top floor. When she entered the top floor, Su-ro was dumbfounded. The surrounding light was transparent, and she could see the entire city view of Zhongcheng. The main thing is that the decoration is first class. The first thing that catches the eye is the huge Ring Universe Technology logo similar to Saturn. Chen Yu, what kind of company is it called Ring Universe Technology? Yes, that's right. It means that we will move towards the stars and towards the universe in the future. Su-ro was also moved by Chen Yu's ambition. Chen Yu took Su-ro to a huge office. This will be your office location in the future. Su-ro saw the words General Manager Su-ro written on the boss's chair. You really want me to be the general manager? What else? The company is just starting now, so I won't talk to you about salary. After the company's products are launched, I will give you shares. Su-ro didn't think too much about the shares, and didn't even consider the salary. She now has an inexplicable excitement and wants to work with Chen Yu. Su-ro didn't know that her decision today made her the richest woman in the world in the future. Chen Yu told Su-ro everything that the company was going to do next. She is worthy of studying business administration and knows many steps. Next, Su-ro's job is to recruit people. The company is currently divided into a research and development department, which is responsible for improving and packaging Chen Yu's high-tech products. Marketing department, responsible for connecting resources and cooperation with manufacturers and customers with offline needs. Marketing department, responsible for product promotion and finding partners. Customer service department, responsible for product after-sales service. Security department, responsible for the internal security of the company. And the foreign affairs department is responsible for contacting official departments and major companies that come to cooperate. Next, it will be Su-ro's busy time. Chen Yu deposited 10 million yuan into the company's account as the initial recruitment and startup capital of the company. Because many high-quality talents need to spend money to find headhunters to poach people. Basically, if this continues, the company will be on the right track. He transferred another 2 million to Zheng Hui, which was the money for arranging and decorating the office. Chen Yu looked at the only 4 million left on the card. It seems that he will have to sell a few more gold bricks to maintain operations. The next product launch must be done on a grand scale to push deuterium-tritium-ion batteries to the market in one fell swoop. Chapter 20. Chen Yu drove back to his villa in Jinjiang Mountain Water. With only 2 million in hand, the upcoming product launch would definitely be affected if the publicity wasn't done well. Intelligent brain, have the landing ship send me a few gold bricks. Okay, Captain. In just a few minutes, the cloaked landing ship landed in Chen Yu's garden. Little Clip brought down 5 gold bricks from the landing ship, and then the landing ship ascended again and disappeared. Chen Yu stuffed all 5 gold bricks into his backpack. Each brick weighed 25 jin, so 5 bricks weighed 125 jin. For the old Chen Yu, carrying over 100 jin would have been manageable, but walking with it would have been difficult. But now that Chen Yu had the Amy repair robot inside him, he could feel his bodily functions gradually improving. Once there were any abnormalities in his body, the robot would quickly repair them, so Chen Yu only needed to exercise a little to achieve good results. Chen Yu drove alone to the same store where he had sold gold before. The manager was still that fat man in a suit. When he learned that Chen Yu had come to sell gold again, the fat manager was very excited. Last time, Chen Yu sold 3 gold bricks to their store. These 3 gold bricks were quickly recovered by the group's headquarters, but what the fat manager never expected was that the next day, the group's beloved daughter, Xia Yueshu, who was also the general manager of the current Qunyi Jewelry Group, actually came to the store in person. The most advanced refining technology on Earth can only achieve about 99.998%. Don't underestimate the purity difference of only 0.002%. This gap is the technological bottleneck that all of humanity cannot break through. But the 3 gold bricks Qunyi Jewelry acquired this time, the purity was infinitely close to 100%. This refining technology alone was worth tens or hundreds of billions in patents. Gold is also an industrial material, and when used as a high-precision technological material, it requires higher gold purity, so this technology is very valuable. Xia Yueshu came to find the seller of this gold to see where he obtained this gold from. The moment Chen Yu arrived at the store, the fat manager notified the group's general manager, Xia Yueshu. Chen Yu did not suspect this store. He had traded with this store once before, so he was not very vigilant. He directly took out all 5 gold bricks. The fat manager arranged for someone to test the purity and other basic procedures. Then, he invited Chen Yu to the VIP customer lounge. He also specifically arranged for the testing personnel to slow down the speed, just to allow Xia Yueshu to arrive. About half an hour passed, and after Chen Yu had drunk 2 cups of coffee, he asked the fat man, "Manager, why is it so slow this time? Have you finished checking?" The manager looked at his watch, his expression slightly embarrassed, and said, Mr. Chen, I'll go ask for you right away." "Then go." The fat man walked out of the lounge, preparing to call the boss. Just then, a powerful, tall, and extremely beautiful woman walked towards him. When the fat man saw this person, a smile piled up on his face. The beautiful general manager had finally arrived. The fat man quickly stepped forward and respectfully said, "President Xia, that person is inside." Xia Yueshu waved her hand and walked in alone. Chen Yu was playing with his phone, killing time. At this moment, the door of the lounge was pushed open, and a super beauty with an outstanding temperament, tall and graceful figure walked in. She looked about 26 or 7 years old, with a compelling aura. She was wearing a white body-hugging shirt, with a black suit jacket on the outside, and a black hip-hugging skirt and black silk stockings on the lower body. A pair of fiery red high heels proved the uninhibited nature of her personality. The moment the beauty walked in, Chen Yu's eyes widened. Could this be the female clerk who came to receive him? This world is too sexy and too beautiful. Xia Yueshu sat down beside Chen Yu with a thud, and a refreshing fragrance entered Chen Yu's nose. A pair of charming eyes stared at Chen Yu intently. Chen Yu swallowed his saliva. Facing such a top-quality beauty, his body actually had a little reaction. Beauty, are you a clerk in this store?" Xia Yueshu leaned closer, carefully examining Chen Yu. Although the clothes were designer brands, it was obvious that they hadn't been carefully matched. The temperament on his body had a kind of unwarranted self-confidence. The young man was quite handsome, and his figure and height were good. "Are you Mr. Chen who sold those 3 gold bricks?" Chen Yu was surprised and asked suspiciously. "May I ask who you are?" "I am Xia Yueshu, the general manager of Qinyi Jewelry. You sold us 3 gold bricks a week ago, right?" Chen Yu narrowed his eyes, and a sense of vigilance immediately rose in his heart. It's not like he hasn't seen beautiful women before. He even uses perfect women like Little Clip at home as pillows. Facing this aggressive beauty president, Chen Yu moved his body. He moved himself away from this woman a little, so as to create a safe distance and be able to advance and retreat at any time. "So it's President Xia. I wonder what you want from me." Chen Yu certainly believed that the gold bricks he sold a week ago were definitely not a problem. He was kidding. How could there be a problem with gold bricks refined with alien technology? Xia Yuesha was surprised by Chen Yu's retreat. As a super beauty, men couldn't wait to get close to her. This kid was actually wary of her. Xia Yuesha moved her butt again and leaned closer to Chen Yu. Chen Yu had no way to retreat and had retreated to the corner of the sofa. "Mr. Chen, I have a question I want to ask you." Chen Yu smelled the refreshing fragrance on Xia Yuesha's body and tried his best to stabilize his mentality. "What's the question, President Xia? Please ask." "I just want to know, Mr. Chen, where did you get the gold bricks you sold us?" Chen Yu narrowed his eyes. Could he say that? Could he tell this little girl that he drove a spaceship to mine gold ore in an asteroid belt hundreds of millions of kilometers away? Telling the truth might not be as reliable as saying he found it by the roadside. "President Xia, isn't this question a bit out of line?" I'm sorry, Mr. Chen, do you know that the purity of the gold bricks you sold us is infinitely close to 100%? Chen Yu nodded. "Then what? 100%? Isn't the higher the purity, the more you like it?" "Hehe, Mr. Chen, you may not understand gold refining. I can tell you that the most advanced gold refining technology currently available to humans can only reach about 99.998%. Chen Yu's heart skipped a beat. He forgot about this when he asked the intelligent brain to refine it. How should he explain it now? "So what? Mr. Chen, I want you to tell me where you got your gold, or who is your supplier. Don't tell me it's an heirloom." Chapter 21. Chen Yu was about to say it was an heirloom, but that was simply impossible. Current human purification technology hadn't reached such a high level. An heirloom? Could the ancients have done that? Just the square shape alone, the ancients couldn't have made that. Haha, Director Xia, this question is difficult for me to answer. I don't think you have the right to ask a customer to reveal the source of their assets. Xia Yueshu narrowed her eyes, her expression turning icy cold. "Mr. Chen, you'd better tell me. A seller like you, who suddenly has a large amount of gold to cash in, could be investigated by the authorities if there isn't a legitimate reason." Chen Yu frowned, looking at this enchanting and beautiful female CEO. Actually, he wasn't afraid of this beautiful woman's threat. Once his product was launched in a while, what would this little bit of money matter? By then, it would be useless even if the authorities investigated. "Speak, what exactly do you want?" Xia Yueshu smiled faintly, her charming appearance would have made any other man surrender long ago. "Hehe, Mr. Chen, I still have that question. I want to know, where did your gold bricks come from? I refined them myself, so what? Believe it or not, these gold bricks were refined by me. Also, don't use your humble knowledge to speculate about the abilities I possess." Chen Yu was now a person who possessed an alien spaceship and would conquer the universe in the future. How could he be defeated in front of this little woman? Xia Yueshu actually didn't see any sign of lying on Chen Yu's face. It was as if he really refined it himself. "By the way, you've been testing for so long, are you still buying or not? If not, I'll go to another gold shop." Xia Yueshu had no choice but to call the chubby manager. In the end, the 5 gold bricks were still 12,500 grams each. This time, the purchase price was basically equivalent to the selling price of gold. In addition, the price of gold had recently risen sharply, reaching 698 yuan per gram. Each gold brick sold for 8,725,000 yuan. Chen Yu brought a total of 5, selling for a total of 43,625,000 yuan. Seeing the more than 40 million yuan added to his bank card, Chen Yu nodded in satisfaction. "Mr. Chen, this time we purchased it at the market price. Shouldn't you thank me? Xia Yueshu asked charmingly. Chen Yu wasn't the kind of unreasonable person. Since she had given him such a great benefit, basically giving him several million for free. Since Director Xia is so generous this time, then let me treat Director Xia to a meal. Okay, now that you have a huge sum of money, Mr. Chen, I'm going to eat something good. Okay, Director Xia can choose any restaurant in Zhongcheng. Actually, Chen Yu also wanted to improve his relationship with this Xia Yueshu. This woman clearly wanted to get close to him and inquire about the gold purity information. And Chen Yu wanted to continue selling gold to her, after all, she could offer a high price. Also, this woman didn't look simple, and he might need her connections in the future. In addition, this woman was very beautiful, and Chen Yu was, after all, a man. Finally, Xia Yueshu chose a French restaurant. Mr. Chen, let me be honest with you. I am very interested in the purification methods of the gold in your hands. If you can introduce me to the person who manufactured this batch of gold, I can give you 30 million as a reward. At the dinner table, Xia Yueshu directly stated her true purpose. Chen Yu raised his eyebrows. So that's how it is. But this thing was alien technology, how could he answer? Chen Yu quickly connected to the AI mind in his mind. AI mind, how difficult is the gold purification technology on spaceship number 1? The AI mind robot quickly connected and said. Captain, that's just a trivial technology. In fact, this technology can not only purify gold, but also purify most metals on Earth. It's very useful on your Earth. Since this technology is so powerful, then I can't just give it to this woman. Captain, this woman seems to have investigated you before. Oh. Tell me quickly. She investigated your identity through the bank card information used to pay you, but I have already encrypted your information on the internet and in official agency databases. They can only find your name. Oh, you did a good job with that. Then back to this purification technology, how should I deal with this woman? That's not difficult. I can manufacture a special metal refining device for you. You can sell it to this woman, but they won't be able to crack the technology inside, and these purification devices all have backdoor programs. We can terminate the device's operating permissions at any time. Okay, AI mind, you're so thoughtful. Then make me a few purification devices. Send them to the factory when they're done. Okay, Captain. After instructing the AI mind, Chen Yu looked at Xia Yueshu and said with a smile. Haha, Director Xia, to be honest, I am actually the boss of a technology company. The purification technology you are talking about is the research and development result of my company. As soon as Chen Yu said this, Xia Yueshu was obviously stunned for a moment, and then excitement appeared on her face. Mr. Chen, is this true? It's true, of course it's true. Moreover, I also want to tell you a piece of information. My purification equipment can not only purify gold, but also purify all kinds of metals with 100% purity. Xia Yueshu was shocked. She knew how big the prospect of this technology was. This would set off a revolution in the field of materials science. Mr. Chen, can we cooperate? That's what Chen Yu was thinking. Okay, how do you want to cooperate? You exclusively license the purification technology to me, and we can discuss the price properly. This technology could set off a materials revolution, and Chen Yu certainly had to keep it in his own hands. It couldn't be allowed to flow abroad, especially to countries hostile to China. Exclusive authorization is of course possible. I can provide you with purification equipment, but this equipment cannot accept orders from abroad. Xia Yueshu nodded in agreement. Okay, Mr. Chen, I know your concerns. When will we sign the contract? Go to the top floor of the Qiaojin Center tomorrow. My company is there. Look for General Manager Suro. Sign the contract with her. I'll tell her in advance. Xia Yueshu was surprised. She didn't expect Chen Yu to not be lying to her. He really did own a company, and the company was on the top floor of the Qiaojin Center. Okay, Mr. Chen, then I look forward to our successful cooperation. After finishing lunch with Xia Yueshu, Chen Yu came to the Qiaojin Center. After informing Suro about signing the contract with Qinyi Jewelry's Xia Yueshu tomorrow, he transferred another 30 million to the company's account. Chen Yu told Suro to make good use of this 30 million as an early promotion fee to create momentum for the heavy hydrogen ion battery. Chen Yu handed over to Suro some posters, product material videos, and product promotional images made by the AI mind that were ahead of this era. The new product launch conference was scheduled for half a month later. In the evening, Chen Yu returned home, and Little Clip pounced on Chen Yu. "Master, you were outside all day today." Little Clip was so bored at home. Chen Yu's hands roamed up and down, wandering over Little Clip's all too real delicate body. "I had serious business today. Since you're bored, let's go to the moon for a stroll." "Okay, okay." Chen Yu also wanted to go to the number 1 spaceship mothership to see the manufacturing progress of the heavy hydrogen-ion battery. So, a few minutes later, the landing craft quietly landed in Chen Yu's garden. Taking advantage of the night, the two walked into the landing craft and headed straight for the moon. Chapter 22. Chen Yu, this small landing craft also uses an antimatter annihilation engine internally. Its speed is similar to the mothership, and it only took less than 10 minutes from acceleration to deceleration to land on the far side of the moon. Arriving inside airship number 1. Chen Yu and Xiao Jiazi followed the intelligent robot to the production workshop. This was Chen Yu's first time in the ship's manufacturing room. This is located in the most core position of the spacecraft, and the space is still quite huge. Each production line is hundreds of meters long, comparable to some large factories. These are Chen Yu's cash cows. With the transformation of the intelligent brain, these 5 production lines can manufacture any mechanical product. Chen Yu saw that one of the production lines was not making batteries, but cars. This is a high-tech new energy vehicle designed by the intelligent brain, and the raw materials are mined on the moon. "Captain, we currently have 3,000 cubic meters of deuterium gas, which can produce 300 heavy hydrogen-ion batteries. I plan to build 50 new energy vehicles equipped with heavy hydrogen-ion batteries to cooperate with our new product launch." "Well, not bad, intelligent brain, you and I thought of the same thing. Also, Captain, I think we can arrange the production line in advance in the newly acquired factory. As for the problem of the old appearance, we can send robots to carry out the transformation operation." Chen Yu frowned and thought, he has some concerns now. "Intelligent brain, what if these alien technology robots are seen by people when they go to transform the factory?" "This is simple, we can just carry out construction at night." "Yo, intelligent brain. You are really a genius." "Okay, it's settled." Chen Yu looked at the factory plan made by the intelligent brain. The outer layer is all made of heat-insulating metal materials, which are advanced building materials refined from rare metal mines dug on the moon. At that time, it will be transported to the Earth little by the landing ship, and then used to renovate the factory. Inside the factory, 20 all-round production lines will be built, all using fully automatic intelligent operation. Subsequently, any high-tech products can be produced. As long as the factory is built, the alien technology products produced by Chen Yu will be invincible. The next day, morning. Xia Yueshu, general manager of Qunyi Jewelry, led the company's signing team to the top floor of the Qiaojin Center. Suro's ability is quite good and she is very responsible. After a few days of operation, now Huanyu Technology has recruited more than 100 people, and each of them is an elite. Of course, Suro also pays them the highest salary in the industry. So when Xia Yueshu came to Huanyu Technology, she saw a crowd of people inside, and everyone was working hard. The first time gave Xia Yueshu a very good impression. This company will definitely be great in the future. The front desk lady led Xia Yueshu and his party to the general manager's office. Sitting in the boss's chair was a young and beautiful woman. Xia Yueshu was immediately surprised. Now Suro is dressed capable and has transformed from a sales lady into a domineering female president. In terms of momentum, it is basically on par with Xia Yueshu. Xia Yueshu approached and extended her hand politely. The secretary came in to make tea for Suro and Xia Yueshu. "President Su, I think you already know that I am going to be the exclusive distributor of your company's new generation of purification equipment. I have read the information Mr. Chen gave me yesterday, so let's talk about the price." The two women talked for a whole morning. Xia Yueshu can be regarded as meeting an opponent this time. Suro was very dissatisfied with the price she offered. In the end, the two had fierce negotiations in the office. The final agency price, from the bottom line given by Chen Yu, was 500 million a year. Suro negotiated to 800 million per year, plus 15% of the net profit of the business. Huanyu Technology will provide Qunyi Group with 10 large-scale purification equipment. In other words, Xiaoyueshu not only has to pay Huanyu Technology an agency fee of 800 million every year. Moreover, 15% of the profits generated by the business received by those purification equipment will also be taken away. This negotiation was a great success for Huanyu Technology. Suro was very much looking forward to it. Chen Yu would definitely be so happy that he couldn't close his mouth when he found out. She didn't know how he would praise her. Xiaoyueshu sat in the car going back, her face was unusually cold. I didn't expect that today's negotiation would be suppressed everywhere. This woman named Suro doesn't seem to be a simple person. The secretary next to her reminded. President Xia, why don't you communicate with Mr. Chen? The plan proposed by Suro is obviously her own subjective conjecture. Why did you agree to her in the end? Xiaoyueshu said helplessly. The woman's posture today is like the company's boss. If I guess correctly, that Suro should be Chen Yu's woman, so we can't offend her. The secretary shrank her neck and stopped picking on things. Xiaoyueshu thought that she could get the world's leading purification technology, and the future development prospects were huge, so she didn't care about such a small profit. Time flies so fast, half a month has passed in a flash. Chen Yu came to the company again, and now it has changed a lot. The three-story company has been filled with staff, and each department is operating in an orderly manner. Chen Yu sat on the sofa in the general manager's office, and Suro sat obediently beside him. The secretary came in to make tea for the two of them. Seeing a handsome man sitting next to President Su, she couldn't help but take a few more glances. This secretary has not seen Chen Yu and does not know the other party's identity, but seeing that President Su is sitting next to the man like a bird. It seems that this man is very likely to be President Su's boyfriend or husband. After the secretary went out, Chen Yu praised Suro greatly. Xiao Ro, I just said you could do it. Look, such a big company is managed by you in an orderly manner, especially the last time you negotiated with President Xia of Qunyi Group, you won huge benefits for the company. Isn't it because you believe in me and hand over the power to me to manage, so I realized my idealized company? Not bad, you are great. Chen Yu took the opportunity to put Suro in his arms. Suro's pretty face was slightly red. I didn't expect Chen Yu to be so direct, she was suddenly a little at a loss. Chen Yu thought to himself, he is the boss, and it shouldn't be rejected if he has a potential rule with his female employees. But at this moment, the office door was suddenly pushed open. Chapter 23. Just as Chen Yu was about to do something with Suro, the door was suddenly pushed open with a bang. All that was seen was a slender and graceful figure rushing in. This figure could only be Xiao Jiazi. Suro's secretary was following behind Xiao Jiazi, looking flustered. Xiao Jiazi pouted her little mouth when she saw Chen Yu hugging Suro. She was bored to death waiting for Chen Yu at the door. In the end, she missed Chen Yu so much that she rushed in, and the secretary couldn't stop her. As a result, she saw this scene, and the secretary quickly apologized. I'm sorry, Director Su, I couldn't stop this young lady. Suro was speechless. Why was Xiao Jiazi everywhere? Her rushing in at this time wasn't ruining her good time. Xiao Fang, you can go out first, this young lady is my friend. Secretary Xiao Fang retreated and closed the door. Xiao Jiazi hopped over to the other side of Chen Yu and sat down with a thud, leaning on Chen Yu's other shoulder like Suro. Chen Yu's expression was awkward at this moment. Suro stood up and said unhappily. Mr. Chen is really in a good mood, bringing this girl wherever he goes. These sour words were obviously a bit jealous. Chen Yu was also very speechless. He could have touched real flesh just now, but Xiao Jiazi rushed in. It seems that he has to educate this mechanical brain well when he gets back. Before leaving, Chen Yu discussed the final details of tomorrow's new product launch with Suro. Suro patted her towering chest to guarantee it. This launch will definitely be a complete success, and the preliminary publicity is very well in place. Many media outlets, as well as many new energy vehicle companies, and even Yangzhia official institutions, will send people to participate. They came because they saw in the publicity that Huanyu Technology Company had broken through technical bottlenecks. They have created a new type of energy battery with a discharge efficiency of 5-10 times that of ordinary ternary lithium batteries. It is said that a company in Yangzhia has manufactured a battery with several times higher efficiency than ternary lithium batteries. They also didn't believe it at first, but the other party's publicity on the entire network was very loud. In order to find out the truth, the United States sent intelligence personnel to investigate the situation. The next day, with the help of Xiao Jiazi, Chen Yu put on a custom-made suit. Master, you are so handsome. Xiao Jiazi likes it so much. Indeed, in the past half-month, with the help of the Ami repairing robot, Chen Yu's body has become healthier, and his figure has become more robust and well-proportioned. It is no exaggeration to say that even top male models may not have Chen Yu's current figure. How is the preparation for the press conference? Last night, 50 new energy vehicles equipped with deuterium-tritium-ion batteries and 250 deuterium-tritium-ion batteries have been transported to the factory, and the site has been completely arranged. Okay, today is the day for our Huanyu technology to make a name for ourselves. At this moment, at the entrance of Kifu village in the suburbs of Zhongcheng, rows of luxury cars, broadcasting vehicles and private cars squeezed the entrance, making it impenetrable. In the back row of a military licensed car, sat two people, Zhou Zheng, a cadre from the Ministry of National Defense of Yangzhou, and Lu Jiang, a cadre from the Ministry of Science and Technology. I said, why is the factory of this Huanyu technology built in such a remote place? Zhou Zheng said unhappily. Lu Jiang also frowned and said, the higher-ups sent us here to see if the battery released by this company is really as magical as they say, but I think it's mostly bragging. It must be a scam to attract investment, attract a wave of venture capital, and then run away with the money, so they rented a temporary factory cheaply in this kind of place. Zhou Zheng also nodded, and his impression of Huanyu technology had been greatly reduced. Chen Yu took the landing craft and landed stealthily in an open space behind the factory, which had been surrounded, making it impossible to see inside from the outside. At this time, the factory had undergone a basic transformation after half a month of renovation by alien robots. The exterior of the factory was all built with new materials, full of silver metallic luster, and the internal production line was even more like a sci-fi scene. Compared with the previous abandoned factory, it was simply not a product of the same era. The huge top of the factory was a Huanyu technology logo that could be clearly seen even in outer space. The entire factory was directly controlled by the intelligent brain, and basically no human beings were needed to realize fully automatic production. Now, a large stage has been built on the huge square in front of the factory. Behind it is a large screen, on both sides are various product display racks, and below are rows of seats. At this time, vehicles were coming to the square one after another, and hundreds of Huanyu technology employees brought by Suro acted as temporary receptionists. The vehicles of the guests attending the press conference were arranged to be parked in designated parking spaces on the edge of the square. After more than 2 hours of reception and cooperation, the area under the stage was almost full. On both sides were the staff of Huanyu technology. At 10 o'clock in the morning, after more than 2 hours of trekking, Zhou Zheng and Lu Jiang finally sat in their seats. They belonged to the Yangzhou official, and they sat in the middle of the first row. On both sides of them were people from some domestic and foreign new energy vehicle companies. Then behind them were some car influencers, technology self-media, and traditional television media, etc. Anyway, tens of millions of advertising fees were spent, so they had to hear a sound. Although some potential cooperative new energy vehicle companies only sent representatives, and the bosses did not come in person. But it also achieved the purpose of Huanyu technology. Xia Yueshu, the general manager of Qunyi Group, also came to the scene and sat in the middle of the first row. She was looking forward to the new product released by Chen Yu. In the past half-month, she had obtained 10 purification equipment from Chen Yu. After testing, it was found that most of the metals on the earth could be refined with a purity of almost 100%, and the precision was unprecedented. Relying on this purification equipment, Xia Yueshu has been in the past half-month signed more than 20 contracts with multiple material research institutions, with a total amount of more than 3 billion yuan and a profit margin of over 50%. She earned back a year's agency fee in just half a month, and there was more. Xia Yueshu looked for experts to crack the technology of Chen Yu's large purification equipment, but when they saw the internal structure, they were all confused. With these scientists on Earth, they couldn't even understand the principle, let alone crack it. In the end, they had no choice but to give up reverse research and development, and all of this made Xia Yueshu even more interested in Chen Yu's technology company. Will his new energy battery be a hit? At 10:08 am, the press conference officially began. A burst of music sounded on the stage, and a promotional video of Huanyu technology was played on the large screen behind it. This was synthesized by the intelligent brain using alien AI, and it was basically no different from actual shooting. Anyway, it was very advanced and shocking. Finally, the Huanyu Technology logo was displayed on the rear and surrounding large screens like an animation. A beautiful woman wearing a gorgeous red dress, with a tall figure and outstanding temperament, walked onto the stage with a microphone. Chapter 24. The press conference began, and a beautiful woman in a red dress walked onto the stage with a microphone. The employees of Global Technology on both sides of the stage cheered. Wow! President So looks so beautiful today. President So is so beautiful and domineering. The audience below also stopped their chatter, and it was clear that the press conference had officially begun. Suro walked to the center, raised the microphone, and said to the audience without any stage fright. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and big shots from all walks of life, today is the day of our Global Technology new product launch. I am Suro, the General Manager of Global Technology. Welcome, everyone. Presumably, everyone has seen on the internet and in the invitations sent to you that the new product we are launching today is a brand new clean energy battery. Even if there is such a material, it is quite difficult to produce, and the huge cost makes it unsuitable for use as a power battery. Everyone, please be quiet. I know that everyone is skeptical about our products. Now, please welcome our Chairman of Global Technology, Mr. Chen Yu, to the stage to explain our new products to you. Everyone, please welcome him. The employees of Global Technology on both sides of the stage were dumbfounded. They knew there was a mysterious big boss, but they had never seen him. Now that the big boss was about to come on stage, all the employees were excited. In any case, he was their own boss, so they took the lead in applauding. The guests in the audience were infected and applauded a few times symbolically. Then, a young man in a suit with a straight figure walked onto the stage. The audience below was in an uproar. None of them had expected that the chairman of this company would be such a young man. Some female internet celebrities in the audience screamed when they saw Chen Yu walking onto the stage. Wow! So handsome! I didn't expect such a young man to already be the chairman of a technology company. Even if the product fails today, it's worth it to see such a handsome young man. Chen Yu went on stage, took the microphone from Suro, and then Suro handed the stage over to Chen Yu. After bowing to everyone, Chen Yu raised the microphone and said, "Everyone should be surprised, right? How could a young man in his early 20s be the chairman of this company?" There was some laughter from the audience. "Actually, I am a scientific researcher. Now I have developed a new type of battery. When I say its name, people in the know will know its difficulty. That is the deuterium-ion battery." Suddenly, some self-media in the technology circle and representatives of new energy vehicle companies gasped. They had all studied this technology, but without exception, they all ended in failure. The technical difficulty is too great, and it may not be possible to develop it even in a few decades. Unexpectedly, this kid opened his mouth and said that he had developed a deuterium-ion battery. The doubts from the audience became louder and louder. Chen Yu pressed his hands down, signaling everyone to be quiet. "Don't you believe it? In that case, let's take a look at our products." Chen Yu waved his hand, and two things wrapped in black cloth slowly rose on both sides of the stage. Judging from the outline, they should be two cars. After they were raised, Chen Yu walked to a car and lifted the black cloth. Revealing the car inside, this is a new generation of new energy vehicles designed by the intelligent brain based on the aesthetic concepts of human beings on Earth. The appearance is sci-fi and fashionable, and the interior is luxurious and full of technology. Suddenly, many media and car company representatives exclaimed. Just based on the car's exterior design, it could be sold to some car companies to make a lot of money. Chen Yu walked to the car, opened the door, and led a small hand from inside. Little Clip wore a sexy black split dress, and a pair of dazzling white legs stepped out of the car, immediately attracting the attention of all the men in the audience. Little Clip walked out of the car and stood next to the car, acting as a car model. Her perfect figure and face immediately energized people. Chen Yu joked in a timely manner. "Everyone, don't look at the person, look at the car." Suddenly, there was a burst of laughter at the scene. "Okay, it's time for me to introduce our products. The car you see is the first new energy vehicle developed by our Global Technology. It is equipped with a level 3 deuterium-ion battery, and the range exceeds 2,000 km on a single charge." As soon as Chen Yu said the range, it immediately caused an uproar in the audience. "How is this possible? Impossible. There is no such battery that can have a range of more than 2,000 km, unless you use a big truck to load the batteries. What a joke, the volume of a sedan is so small, even if it's all batteries, it's impossible to have such a long range. Questions rose one after another. Chen Yu had long expected this scene. After the noise in the audience subsided a little, Chen Yu continued to speak. I know everyone doesn't believe it. Actually, the data I just said is the minimum range. Our average range is more than 3,000 kilometers. Then there was another wave of doubts, such as Arabian Nights, etc. Chen Yu waved his hand, and another thing covered up rose on the stage again. Everyone, look, this is our battery unit. Its volume is about 1/3 of the traditional ternary lithium battery, and its weight is also 1/3, but the range is 5-10 times that of the traditional battery. Chen Yu introduced the data on the stage alone, and almost no one in the audience believed it. Only Xia Yueshu in the first row had golden light in her eyes. If everyone in the world doesn't believe Chen Yu now. But she believed that the experts she found, when deciphering the purification equipment, asserted that this technology was at least 50 years ahead of the Earth. It is also very possible for a technology company that can build such equipment to build this kind of battery. Chen Yu asked the intelligent brain to play a promotional video of the deuterium-ion battery on the big screen. The discussion in the audience was still fierce, and basically it was all questioning. Some representatives of car companies even left in anger, saying that it was a waste of their time, and there was no such technology in this world at all. Chen Yu saw all these situations. It seems that before his battery is tested by these companies, it will be difficult for them to believe it. But Chen Yu also brought a trump card today. There is a famous saying that if you want others to agree to your request, you should give the other party a bigger request, then the previous small request may be accepted by the other party. Zhou Zheng, the representative of the Ministry of National Defense in the front row, and Lu Jiang, the representative of the Ministry of Science and Technology, had uncertain expressions. Zhou Zheng had completely lost his patience and said, "Old Lu, are you still going to stay here? I'm leaving. This kid is obviously bragging. I don't think they even know how to swindle money. Who would be willing to invest in them like this?" Lu Jiang also sighed and prepared to get up and leave. Chen Yu's expression on the stage was still calm, and he just quietly watched those who left. After about 10 minutes, less than half of the people remained. Chen Yu raised the microphone and said to the audience again. "Thank you everyone, at least nearly half of the people stayed. You will witness a miracle." Chapter 25. At this moment, Zhou Zheng and Lu Jiang, who had already walked to their car, looked back at the stage in the distance, where Chen Yu was still giving his speech. "Tell me, where does that kid get his confidence?" Zhou Zheng asked. Lu Jiang couldn't figure it out either. Their knowledge didn't allow them to believe that such technology could exist. Even if it did, it would be decades or even a century later. On the stage, with less than half of the audience remaining, Chen Yu unveiled the black cloth covering another car. The car's appearance was even more futuristic, as if it wasn't a product of this era. The audience below exclaimed in surprise. This car's shape was even more streamlined, as if it could fly. The large tail wing added to the vehicle's domineering presence, and the tires were covered with metal casings, indicating that aerodynamics were fully considered. In the distance, in the parking lot, Zhou Zheng and Lu Jiang heard cheers from the venue. Looking up, they saw that another black cloth had been unveiled, revealing a futuristic-looking car that was causing a stir. Humph, this company may not be good at other things, but they're first-rate at designing car exteriors. Zhou Zheng quipped. Chen Yu raised the microphone on the stage and explained to the remaining audience. "Thank you all for staying. The next car is our Huanyu Technology's next-generation product. It has an amphibious driving mode. In other words, it can run on the ground, swim in the water, and fly in the sky." Instantly, the less than half of the people remaining couldn't sit still. They all started cursing, thinking, "I stayed to see you make a fool of yourself, but I didn't expect this joke to be so funny. Being able to swim in the water is something some amphibious vehicles can already do. But flying in the sky? Your car has no wings and no propellers. Does it fly like an alien saucer?" A wave of abuse erupted from below the stage. They all felt cheated, having come to this remote place and wasted a morning. Just as the small remaining group was about to leave, a magical scene occurred on the stage. The silver gleaming, futuristic-looking car suddenly moved. It slowly rose into the air, silently, without any airflow fluctuations around it. Like a ghost, or like an alien saucer, it just floated up into the air. Chen Yu's words were undoubtedly a bombshell. He not only mentioned the deuterium-tritium-ion battery but also brought up an anti-gravity engine. This was even more technologically advanced than the deuterium-tritium-ion battery. Currently, the only aircraft in the world capable of vertical takeoff and landing, besides helicopters and small drones that use blades to rotate and propel airflow, are fighter jets that use turbofan engines to control the direction of the jet, such as the American F-35 fighter jet. A technology that allows a car like this to fly without propellers or jet turbine engines is something Earthlings wouldn't even dare to imagine. It's simply comparable to alien technology. This was Chen Yu's trump card. He had expected that if he only launched the battery without showing a real experimental effect, everyone wouldn't believe him. So he had to come up with a technology that looked cool enough to support his new battery. So, he found this anti-gravity technology in the Level 1 technology database of the spaceship, which uses a small anti-gravity engine internally. It can counteract the Earth's gravity and achieve flight capability, but it has relatively strict energy requirements. However, the high-density deuterium-tritium-ion battery can fully meet the flight requirements. Compressing the deuterium-tritium-ion battery used in cars by 3 times can provide energy for the anti-gravity engine. A full charge can allow it to fly about 5,000 kilometers, which is basically comparable to some private jets. The silver futuristic car continued to circle and fly in the air. Those who had already left hadn't gone far and saw the car flying in the sky. This shocked them so much that their jaws almost dropped. Zhou Zheng and Lu Jiang, who had just gotten into their car, also saw the silver car circling above them. The two quickly got out of the car, staring dumbfounded at the flying car. They couldn't even hear the sound of the car flying. Everyone here is knowledgeable and could tell that this thing was quite extraordinary. Those who had already walked far away stopped their cars and ran wildly towards the venue. Especially the representatives sent by major new energy vehicle manufacturers. They had basically all left in a swarm. Zhou Zheng and Lu Jiang also returned to the venue. If you looked down from high altitude, you could see dense crowds of people running wildly in one direction like ants. In just over 10 minutes, everyone who had left before had returned. Moreover, the scene was even more lively, with everyone watching the car circling in the sky in amazement. Seeing that almost everyone had returned, Chen Yu controlled the car to slowly land on the stage. Now, no one dared to underestimate Huanyu technology. The technology demonstrated in the flying car alone was beyond these people's comprehension. Chen Yu picked up the microphone, and the scene suddenly became quiet as everyone waited for Chen Yu to introduce the car. Haha, everyone's back. Chen Yu joked. Then, there was a burst of awkward laughter from the crowd. Alright, I know everyone is very interested in the car that was flying in the sky just now, so let me introduce it. This car is Huanyu Automobile's first flying car, named Flying Bird 1. It uses our Level 1 deuterium-tritium-ion battery, and its energy density is 3 times that of the battery I introduced earlier for ordinary cars. Haha, I think everyone is no longer concerned about our deuterium-tritium-ion battery that we released this time. What everyone is most concerned about is why this car can fly, right? Everyone in the audience nodded. Actually, this is another technology of our Huanyu technology, the anti-gravity engine. This technology has high energy requirements, and traditional fossil fuel energy is not enough to drive it, so it can only be paired with our deuterium-tritium-ion battery. A heated discussion broke out in the audience. Now they all knew that Huanyu technology had real skills. At this moment, the most excited and nervous people in the audience were the representatives sent by major car manufacturers. If what Chen Yu said was true, then once Huanyu Technology's deuterium-tritium-ion battery was launched, it would completely eliminate the traditional ternary lithium battery, and new energy vehicles would enter a new era. And the first to be eliminated would be traditional fuel vehicles because filling up with gas wouldn't even get you as far as charging once. These car manufacturer representatives were all shrewd people, and they immediately thought of the key point. If they couldn't reach a cooperation agreement with Huanyu Technology, then once a model equipped with a deuterium-tritium-ion battery was launched, their traditional new energy vehicles wouldn't sell a single unit. These representatives were anxious. They had to negotiate a cooperation with Huanyu Technology today, otherwise, they would face the risk of bankruptcy. Someone in the audience shouted. Chairman Chen, we want to cooperate with your company. How much does one of your batteries cost? Chairman Chen, I can represent the company and cooperate with you. Please be sure to communicate with us after the press conference. Chapter 26. Facing the numerous manufacturer representatives, they frantically shouted for cooperation. Chen Yu pressed his hands down, and the scene quieted down a lot. He picked up the microphone and continued, "Thank you for your recognition of our products. Seeing you suddenly become so enthusiastic, I still prefer the way you looked at me with disdain just now." After Chen Yu finished speaking, there was even more awkward laughter from the audience. Today's press conference of our Huanyu technology was originally to find partners, but I think our products are competitive enough, so I have now made a temporary decision that we will independently enter the automotive industry. Immediately, the representatives of major car companies in the audience couldn't sit still. They were still looking down on him just now, but now he is going to personally enter the automotive industry. With the advantage of deuterium-ion batteries, the range can beat them by 5-10 times. Who will buy their cars in the future? These representatives disregarded their image and shouted from the stage. "Chairman Chen, how can we cooperate? We want to buy your batteries. We want to invest in you." But Chen Yu turned a deaf ear. Now, what Chen Yu wants to enter the automotive manufacturing industry is funding. His original plan was to cooperate with these car companies and provide them with batteries. After having a certain amount of capital, he would then enter the car manufacturing industry himself. But today, seeing these car companies looking down on him, Chen Yu also has a temper. Now that he has the core technology in his hands, he is the boss. "Everyone, please be quiet. Our Huanyu technology has only been established for a short time. If we want to enter the automotive industry, our biggest difficulty is lack of money, but we can provide our deuterium-ion batteries to mobile phones, drone equipment, and all industries around the world that use batteries." Chen Yu took out a mobile phone from his pocket, held it in his hand and showed it to the audience. This mobile phone is an ordinary Fruit 1AX mobile phone, but the battery cell it carries has been replaced by me with a small deuterium-ion battery of the same size as the original battery. Currently, it can last for 1 month if you play games for 5 hours a day. Immediately, the audience once again erupted in intense commotion. The biggest bottleneck for mobile phones, tablets, and other mobile devices is currently the battery. Now everyone's mobile phone basically needs to be charged once a day, or even several times a day, which is not enough at all. Even if the phone's performance is strong, playing a few games will drain a large portion of the battery. Now Chen Yu has actually made the deuterium-ion battery so miniaturized, which is simply an existence that subverts the technology circle. In the corner of the stage, several foreigners, holding cameras, filmed everything and transmitted it back to the United States in real time. In an office in the Pentagon in the United States, several senior U.S. military officials stared at the returned images without blinking. These officers all had serious expressions. They were already shocked when they saw the car could fly out of thin air just now. These people certainly know how awesome this technology is. If it is applied to the military, it will directly subvert the current 5th-generation fighter jets. I didn't expect that a technology company in Yangtze country could develop this technology. Just when they were shocked by the sci-fi anti-gravity engine, Chen Yu took out another mobile phone. It was still produced by their American fruit company, but the other party actually miniaturized the deuterium-ion battery. The Americans present all nodded firmly. Zhongcheng suburb, in front of the Huanyu technology factory. Chen Yu stood on the stage, looking at the crowd who were already completely agitated. Obviously, they were all excited about the new products released by Huanyu technology today. Chen Yu raised the microphone again and said to the audience. Next, our Huanyu technology will provide battery solutions for major mobile phone manufacturers in Yangtze. If you bigwigs in the mobile phone industry want to cooperate, you can go to our Huanyu technology headquarters in the International Finance Center and talk to our President Su. At this moment, Lei Bing, the founder of Xiaomi Mobile Phone, who was far away in the imperial capital 2,000 kilometers away, was watching the online live broadcast of Huanyu technology. When he saw that Chen Yu could make the deuterium-ion batteries so small, he instantly felt that business opportunities had come. He wanted to be the first to cooperate with Chen Yu so that his Xiaomi mobile phones and Xiaomi cars could use Huanyu Technology's batteries. Lei Bing instructed the secretary next to him. Immediately book me a plane ticket to Zhongcheng. I'm leaving now to go to Huanyu Technology. I want to meet Chairman Chen in person. The secretary nodded and immediately went down to book a plane ticket for President Lei. And this scene is also being staged in the offices of major technology companies' CEOs. The major new energy vehicle companies that only sent representatives to participate before can't sit still now. Chen Yu, in a fit of anger, wants to personally enter the automotive industry. If he doesn't cooperate with other car manufacturers, then in the future, the new energy vehicles produced by Huanyu Technology will quickly monopolize the market. Press conference site. Zhou Zheng and Lu Jiang, as official representatives, no longer dared to underestimate Huanyu Technology. They have already reported everything here to the higher authorities. And they quickly received instructions from their superiors to negotiate official cooperation with Huanyu Technology after the press conference is over. Xia Yueshil looked at Chen Yu on the stage excitedly. She felt that Chen Yu was especially handsome now. Thinking that Chen Yu wants to enter the automotive industry and is currently short of money, she can help. Currently, her family's Qunyi group has a market value of over 100 billion, and investing in Chen Yu will definitely bring a particularly high return. She plans to go to Chen Yu to discuss cooperation after the press conference is over. The press conference is coming to an end. The staff of Huanyu Technology drove 50 new energy vehicles equipped with third-level deuterium-ion batteries to the square in front to allow the guests to experience and visit. This cool-looking new energy vehicle immediately aroused strong curiosity among the audience. They all gathered around these 50 cars for a round of experience, and the scene was like a popular auto show. After experiencing it, many guests said that they wanted to place an order to buy one on the spot. The staff of Huanyu Technology next to them directly started filling out orders for them. Chen Yu currently only offers reservations for ordinary models, which are the ones that cannot fly. There are a total of 3 models, and the vehicle code name is Huanyu Automobile DeLong No. 1. The basic model is equipped with a 5-level deuterium-ion battery and ultra-high voltage fast charging technology. Charging for 10 minutes can last 1,500–2,000 kilometers, and the price is 199,999 yuan, which directly benchmarks the American Tesla at a price of less than 200,000. The intermediate version is equipped with a 4-level deuterium-ion battery, charging for 10 minutes, and a range of 2,000–3,000 kilometers, priced at 299,999 yuan. The top version is equipped with a 3-level deuterium-ion battery with a range of 5,000 kilometers, priced at 499,999 yuan. All 3 models are equipped with the Huanyu's Hylian system, which can achieve true unmanned driving. This system is more advanced than any unmanned driving system on Earth. Chen Yu can foresee that the launch of his DeLong No. 1 model will have an earthquake-level impact on the entire automotive industry. At this moment, on the official website of Huanyu Technology, reservations for the DeLong No. 1 new energy vehicle model were also opened immediately. With the live broadcasts of many technology self-media and technology internet celebrities on the scene, many people saw it and poured into the official website of Huanyu Technology to make reservations and place orders. Throughout the morning, the number of orders on the spot exceeded 1,000, and the number of online orders exceeded 100,000. Moreover, this is still the data before the Huanyu Technology press conference has become popular all over the internet. Opening orders directly on the spot, this made the representatives of those car manufacturers who came to participate in the press conference anxious to death. They never thought that Chen Yu would make new energy vehicles himself. And at a price of less than 200,000, even the basic version. Basically, it is the configuration that the top-of-the-line models of major car companies can hardly achieve. He only sells 199,999, is this going to kill all the new energy vehicle companies in the country? Shenzhen, BID Automobile Headquarters. Wang Chuanjun looked at the order data and model introduction on the official website of Huanyu Technology on the computer screen, and his brows furrowed deeply. Chapter 27. Wang Chuanjun looked at the Huanyu Technology website. The orders for the DeLong 1 new energy vehicle were rising rapidly, and the corners of his mouth twitched. His Baya Automobile, as the largest new energy vehicle manufacturer in China, is the only large car company in the world that can compete with the American Tesla. Baya Automobile not only produces new energy vehicles, but is also the second largest battery supplier in China. Huanyu Technology was born out of nowhere. If the product is launched on the market, Baya Automobile will be severely hit, and may even disappear in the long river of history. As the founder of Baya Automobile, Wang Chuanjun has already felt a strong sense of crisis. He had previously received an invitation from Huanyu Technology, but he did not take such a startup technology company seriously. So he only sent a representative to participate. Now he is a little panicked. Like Lei Bing of Xiaomi Mobile, he also arranged a trip to Zhongcheng. The audience at the press conference was enthusiastic and did not end until the afternoon. Because the factory is located in a remote area, there was the issue of lunch for the more than 3,000 attendees. Chen Yu asked Xiao Jieze to go to Kifa village, which is 2 kilometers away. He asked the villagers to cook hundreds of pots of big pot rice, and then send them to the factory as box lunches. Chen Yu gave the villagers 30 yuan per box, which made the villagers who cooked very happy. They could earn half of the cost. The guests who came to participate in the press conference were also deeply impressed by the service of Huanyu technology. Chen Yu was overjoyed. The 2,000 or 3,000 viewers who came here today contributed 1,000 car orders, and all of them were mid-range and top-range. The on-site orders alone were worth 400 million, giving these people some box lunches was nothing. Moreover, the orders on the official website are the big ones. Chen Yu also clearly expressed on the official website that Huanyu technology is currently short of funds, so the deposit for ordering a car will reach half of the car's price. This is unprecedented in the automotive industry. It was even more than when Lei Zong released Xiaomi SU7. With the money, Chen Yu can buy ready-made raw materials on Earth, instead of using the production line in the number 1 spacecraft. It is necessary to first mine the ore, and then extract the raw materials, which is more time-consuming. As for the 20 brand new production lines in the factory, if the raw materials are complete, a production line can produce a new car every 3 minutes. If it produces 24 hours a day without interruption, the daily production capacity will be close to 10,000 units. This is also an efficiency that other car companies can hardly achieve with just one factory. Although making 10,000 cars a day seems like a lot. But if Dongfeng monopolizes the market, the production capacity will be seriously insufficient. But these are all things for later. There is still a long way to go to completely occupy the market. If subsequent orders continue to increase, Chen Yu will consider adding production lines. As for the issue of car manufacturing qualifications, Chen Yu has never worried about it. His products are so good, he can just find a manufacturer with qualifications to cooperate in the early stage. Then he himself applied to the official for the qualifications belonging to Huanyu Automobile. He believes that flying cars and cars that can drive more than 2,000 kilometers on a single charge. If these still can't get the qualifications, then those officials can go jump into the river. Undoubtedly, once Huanyu Automobile comes out, the country will enthusiastically send the qualifications up. In the square in front of the factory, there are still guests surrounding the Dongfeng car model, bustling and not leaving. Chen Yu was sitting in the lounge next door. At the moment the room was full of representatives from major car companies. Zhou Zheng, the representative of the Ministry of National Defense, and Lu Jiang, the representative of the Ministry of Science and Technology, were also among them. Everyone was talking at once, all wanting to talk to Chen Yu about cooperation. Chen Yu sneered. Before these car company representatives, they dismissed him, even ridiculed him. Now seeing that his products are so promising, they all come to seek cooperation. But now it's too late. These traditional new energy car companies are destined to be eliminated by the progress of the times. Chen Yu dismissed them one by one, telling them that if they wanted to cooperate, they could go to Huanyu Technology to find President Su. In the end, only Zhou Zheng and Lu Jiang remained. These two are official representatives of the country, and Chen Yu couldn't just drive them away. Mr. Chen, I am Zhou Zheng, the representative of the Ministry of National Defense. Chen Xinchen, I am Lu Jiang, the representative of the Ministry of Science and Technology who came here specifically this time. The two introduced themselves to Chen Yu. So you are official representatives, I wonder what you are looking for me for. Zhou Zheng went straight to the point. Mr. Chen, we are amazed by the products you released today. I think your products are very helpful to our Yangtze military, so we hope to cooperate with you. Chen Yu had actually guessed that his high-tech products would definitely attract the attention of the country. He was also prepared to cooperate with the country. After all, only when the country is strong can his company make more money. Sure, how do you want to cooperate? Zhou Zheng and Lu Jiang looked at each other. Lu Jiang, as the representative of the Ministry of Science and Technology, had a more thorough understanding of the technology, and said, Mr. Chen, I hope you can share the anti-gravity engine technology with the country. If our Air Force masters this technology, we can develop new fighter jets. Maybe this is the prototype of the 6th generation fighter jet. At that time, our air power will no longer be subject to the constraints of the United States. Chen Yu narrowed his eyes. Of course he was very patriotic, but that was not the reason for him to contribute his advanced technology. Mr. Lu, you should know how promising my technology is. I want to know, what can I get if I hand over the technology? Lu Jiang frowned. Of course he knew the application prospects of this technology. it was simply a great weapon on the battlefield. Applied to commerce, it is also a technology that can make a lot of money. Mr. Chen, if you cooperate with the official, your company will get the support of the country. Chen Yu smiled and continued. I don't want to talk about support or not, my products are good, so I don't need any support, customers will pay for it themselves. I agree to cooperate with the official and provide you with a certain number of anti-gravity engines, but my technology cannot be provided to others. Chen Yu thought that even if the anti-gravity engine technology was given to the country, with the current level of these scientists on Earth, it would probably take decades to truly replicate it successfully and then apply it to military equipment. So it's not that Chen Yu doesn't give it, but the technology is too advanced, and many conditions on Earth are not yet met. Currently, Chen Yu can only manufacture anti-gravity engines on the alien technology production line of the No. 1 spacecraft. Lu Jiang's face was a little ugly after Chen Yu refused directly. Since Chen Yu was of this attitude, they could only go back first and let higher-level bosses talk to Chen Yu. Finally, Chen Yu sent away the 2 official representatives. Today's press conference ended successfully. Xia Yueshu, Suro, and Xiao Jiazi walked into the lounge together. When the 3 great beauties with different styles came in, Chen Yu immediately became energetic. Xiao Jiazi jumped to Chen Yu's side. She had carefully dressed up today in order to play the role of the car model. Now she looks very beautiful. Chen Yu instinctively wanted to reach out and touch her, but stopped halfway. Because this is not home, and there are 2 other great beauties standing in front of him now. Chen Yu awkwardly retracted his hand and coughed to cover up his guilty conscience. Fortunately, Xia Yueshu and Suro didn't care about Chen Yu's actions. Mr. Chen, you gave me such a big surprise, I want to cooperate with you. Xia Yueshu said excitedly. Okay. Chen Yu actually agreed very readily. His attitude was completely different from the previous rejection of those car manufacturers and official people. Chapter 28. Why did you agree to Xia Yueshu's cooperation request? Because Chen Yu had a good impression of Xia Yueshu. Moreover, Chen Yu also valued Xia Yueshu's management ability and the channel capabilities of her family behind her. They can quickly establish Huanyu Automobiles 4's flagship stores locally. Mr. Chen, how should we cooperate? Chen Yu expressed his thoughts. President Xia, I can entrust all the nationwide 4 stores and offline sales channels to you. Xia Yueshu's eyes widened. She never expected that Chen Yu would directly hand over such a large market to her. This is equivalent to a deep cooperation with Huanyu technology. Mr. Chen, are you serious? Absolutely. You only need to be responsible for building a Huanyu Automobile 4's flagship store in major provinces and cities above the 3rd tier nationwide. According to statistics, Yaxia currently has about 160 cities above the 3rd tier. The investment for a regular 2nd or 3rd tier city's 4's store is about 20 to 30 million yuan, while those super 1st tier cities are estimated to cost over 100 million yuan. But investing in all 160 cities would not exceed 5 billion yuan. For the Qunyi Group, which has assets of hundreds of billions, it's nothing. Okay. Mr. Chen, then I'll take care of the offline channels and the 4's stores. Xia Yueshu calculated in her mind that investing 5 billion yuan with Chen Yu, she didn't know how many more 5 billion yuan she could earn in the future. By the way, Miss Xia, I have a request, your 100+ 4's stores must be built according to my unified plan, and they must all be completed within half a year. Can you do it? Although half a year was indeed a bit tight, Xia Yueshu still nodded resolutely. Don't worry, Mr. Chen. My family has channels all over the country and relationships with local official departments. They can give me the green light. Good. Chen Yu shook hands with Xia Yueshu tightly. To celebrate the successful conclusion of today's press conference, Chen Yu personally drove Xia Jiaji, Suro, and Xia Yueshu to a high-end restaurant in the city. Just as the 4 were enjoying their meal, Suro received a call from her assistant, Xiao Feng. Hello, Xiao Feng, what's the matter so late? President Su, Lei Zong of Nyomi Technology is here, at our headquarters. He said he wants to see you and Chairman Chen in person. Suro was very surprised because Lei Bing of Nyomi Technology is an internet celebrity and a well-known entrepreneur in Yaxia. He has a pivotal position and reputation throughout the country. Such a big shot actually came to the company to find her and Chen Yu. Xiao Feng, wait a moment, I'll ask Chairman Chen. Suro put down her phone and asked Chen Yu. Chen Yu, Lei Bing of Nyomi Technology is here, at our headquarters building. Chen Yu picked up a piece of steak and put it in his mouth. Hearing that Lei Bing had come to find him in person, he almost choked. Lei Bing was Chen Yu's idol back when Chen Yu was a poor guy. He used to fantasize all day that one day he could be as awesome as President Lei, with his life on a winning streak. That would be an awesome life. President Lei, I really want to meet my former idol. You let Xiao Fang entertain him well first, and we'll go to headquarters after we finish eating. Okay. Suro instructed Xiao Fang to take good care of President Lei and his party, then hung up the phone. Chen Yu, do you think President Lei came so quickly because he wants to cooperate with you? Hehe, that's for sure. After all, our heavy hydrogen battery can subvert who knows how many industries. Are you planning to cooperate with him? Of course. Cooperating with President Lei is my dream. I have no reason not to cooperate with him. Xia Yuesho also said from the side. Mr. Chen, can I go with you later? My father and President Lei are friends, and I've met him a few times. Okay, let's go together later. After all, you're already my partner. After Chen Yu and the others finished eating, they drove to the Kuajin Center. They arrived at the top floor of Huanyu Technology headquarters. Even at night, some people were voluntarily working overtime, which made Chen Yu feel very gratified. Xiao Fang saw Chen Yu and Suro return and quickly stepped forward to lead them to the reception room. As soon as Chen Yu entered the reception room, he saw several imposing people sitting inside. Presumably, these people were all senior executives of Nyomi Technology. The person sitting in the middle of these people was Lei Bing, who was a household name throughout the country. Seeing Chen Yu enter, Lei Bing and the senior executives he brought all stood up in unison. They quickly greeted him at the door. Lei Bing took the lead in extending his hand, still with that simple and unadorned smile. Chen Yu also quickly extended his hand, revealing the same smile. Oh, President Lei, your visit late at night, I've kept you waiting. I apologize for the inadequate hospitality. Mr. Chen, you are truly a talented person. From watching your live broadcast, I felt that you were a dragon among men. Now that I've met the real person, it has confirmed my guess. Since Mr. Chen is so young, can I call you little friend Chen? Of course, President Lei, you were my idol. Ha ha ha. The two men's hands were firmly clasped together. In Chen Yu's heart, he was actually a little excited. After all, this was really his former idol. After Lei Bing shook hands with Chen Yu, he shook hands with Suro again. Hello, President Su, I didn't expect the general manager of Huanyu Technology to be such a beautiful woman. Chairman Chen has a good eye for talent. Suro blushed at Lei Bing's praise and quickly said coquettishly. Thank you for the compliment, President Lei. It was also Chairman Chen who gave me the opportunity. Uncle Lei, do you still remember me? Xia Yuesho said to Lei Bing with a smile. Lei Bing looked at Xia Yuesho and pondered for a moment, then suddenly a look of surprise appeared on his face. Oh! Isn't this the eldest lady of the old Xia family? I haven't seen you for a few years, and you've grown so big and so beautiful. Yes, Uncle Lei, my father and grandfather still often tell me to learn from you. Not at all, I also need to learn. That's why I'm here today, to learn from Chairman Chen. Lei Bing is indeed the top entrepreneur in Yaxia, and his words are quite sophisticated. He came to talk to Chen Yu about cooperation, but now he says he came to learn, which makes the people on Chen Yu's side feel very comfortable. President Lei, let's sit down and have a good exchange. Chen Yu invited everyone to sit down in the reception room. After everyone was seated, Chen Yu went straight to the point and asked. President Lei, you should be here to cooperate with us, right? Little friend Chen, you are indeed young and promising. I won't hide anything. I'm here today to order heavy hydrogen-ion batteries from you, mainly for use in the batteries of my company's mobile phones, tablets, and automobiles. Chapter 29. Chen Yu had already guessed why Lei Bing from Nyomi Technology had come to find him. President Lei, I can provide batteries for your company's mobile devices, but as for automotive power batteries, I'm sure you heard today, President Lei, that I plan to independently enter this industry, so. Lei Bing sighed and said. Young friend Chen, you know I've been burning the midnight oil to build Nyomi motors. Now that it's finally showing some promise, the landscape of the new energy market has changed. I know that if you monopolize the power batteries for the automotive industry, other manufacturers will basically have no way to survive. But the market in the whole country and even the world is so huge. I think before Huanyu Motors monopolizes the market, we can still have some room for cooperation, right? Chen Yu couldn't help but admire Lei Bing. As expected of a top domestic entrepreneur, this thinking, this vision. It was almost impossible for Chen Yu to monopolize the automotive market in a short period of time. Mainly because Chen Yu's current production capacity couldn't reach that level. Currently, Yangzia's annual automobile production and sales exceed 30 million vehicles. Even if Chen Yu's current factory ran at full capacity, it could only produce 1/10 of that in a year. To solve the production capacity problem, new factories needed to be built, but now Chen Yu had thought of a faster solution. It was Lei Bing who had just enlightened him. Ha ha ha, young friend Chen, you've achieved so much at such a young age. You'll definitely surpass us old folks in the future. Ha ha ha. Next, Chen Yu and Lei Bing discussed cooperation matters. Lei Bing even burned his boats and directly merged Nyomi Motors with Huanyu Motors, establishing a new joint venture brand Huanyu Nyomi Motors. In the new joint venture company, Nyomi Motors held 49% of the shares, and Huanyu Motors held 51% of the shares. The two parties would share the national sales channels and forest store resources, which was a huge gain for Huanyu Technology at this moment. Nyomi Motors provided a complete production line and all raw materials except for the power batteries and auxiliary driving system. And Huanyu Motors only provided power batteries and that powerful driving assistance system. Nyomi Motors, on the other hand, reduced the biggest cost component, the power battery. Conversely, for Huanyu Motors, the cost of the battery could be very, very low. It was equivalent to Chen Yu only providing the battery and driving system for the new joint venture company and holding 51% of the shares, which was simply making money while lying down. And Lei Bing also felt that without the cost pressure of the battery, he would also be making money while lying down, and the new Huanyu Nyomi Motors would sell even better. In this way, both parties reached a cooperation with great satisfaction. Early the next morning, Nyomi Technology's official website announced a major news item on the homepage. Nyomi Motors and Huanyu Motors have reached a strategic cooperation to establish a new joint venture brand, Huanyu Nyomi Motors. Currently, the most popular model, Nyomi SU7, has been renamed Huanyu Nyomi SU7 and will be equipped with Huanyu Technology's new deuterium-ion battery. The new SU7 is available in 3 versions. Youth Edition, with a range of 1,500 km, priced at 215,900. Intelligent Pro Edition, with a range of 2,000 km, priced at 245,900. Intelligent Top Edition, with a range of 3,000 km, priced at 299,900 yuan. The above models are all equipped with Huanyu Technology's DeLong assisted driving system. Once Nyomi Motors released this news, major media outlets across the country reported it. As expected of a large traffic enterprise, this news instantly topped the hot search list. This directly caused the orders for both Huanyu Motors and Nyomi Motors to skyrocket. When Lei Bing saw that the order volume had increased several times compared to when he was fighting alone, he knew that he had bet right this time. Shenzhen City, BID Automobile Headquarters. Wang Chuanjun was preparing to visit Chen Yu of Huanyu Technology today. As a result, in the morning, the secretary hurriedly notified him of a major news item. Wang Chuanjun looked at the cooperation between Nyomi Motors and Huanyu Motors on his mobile phone, and the tension in his heart instantly soared. He immediately asked the secretary to book a flight in advance. He wanted to rush to Zhongcheng as quickly as possible. Zhongcheng International Airport, a flight that had just arrived from the United States slowly landed. Several Americans walked out of it. They were here to discuss cooperation with Chen Yu. They also wanted to investigate the authenticity of these two technologies and try to obtain a prototype to bring back to the United States for reverse engineering. Huanyu Technology headquarters, Lei Bing didn't plan to return to the capital in the next 2 days. He followed Chen Yu to visit the factory located in the suburbs. When he saw the basically unmanned production inside, Lei Bing was amazed. Chen Yu's factory was even more advanced than his super factory in the capital. That was for sure. Chen Yu's production line was entirely operated by artificial intelligence robotic arms. Each robotic arm was equivalent to a robot, although they didn't look like people. Now that he had hundreds of billions in cash, Chen Yu directly asked Suro to contact major raw material suppliers across the country. He gave them the molds for various parts, made them into finished products, and sent them over. This could also fully save time and production capacity. Chen Yu only needed to master the most core battery system and intelligent driving system. Just as Chen Yu was taking Lei Bing to visit the factory, he received a notice from Suro, saying that Wang Chuanjun of BID Automobile and the bosses of mainstream new energy vehicle companies in China had all arrived at Huanyu Technology headquarters. When Wang Chuanjun arrived at Huanyu Technology, he thought he was the second person to seek cooperation with Chen Yu, second only to Lei Bing. Unexpectedly, after Wang Chuanjun arrived, he saw many old acquaintances, such as Wei Jianbing of Great Wall Motors and Lu Xiang of Li Auto. He even saw the general managers of German Volkswagen and Sakura Country Toyota in the Yangtze region, as well as the top executives of major car companies. Wang Chuanjun secretly admired Lei Bing in his heart. Why could others succeed in making cars? Lei Bing was more diligent than him and had already reached a cooperation with Huanyu Technology one day in advance. In the suburban factory, Chen Yu, who had received the notice, said helplessly, "President Lei, have your colleagues come to me for cooperation?" Lei Bing still had that signature warm smile on his face. "Little Chen, how are you going to cooperate with them?" Chen Yu thought for a while. Since he had chosen to cooperate with Naomi Motors, he didn't want to cooperate with other car companies anymore. Let them fend for themselves. "President Lei, since we have cooperated, then they are not needed." Lei Bing smiled and expressed his opinion. "Little Chen, we are now a strategic alliance, belonging to mutual achievement, but currently, the domestic economy and the automotive manufacturing industry still account for a large proportion of the economy. We cannot disrupt the market. Even if we will definitely monopolize this industry in the future, now is not the best time." Chen Yu looked at President Lei with a strange look. After thinking for a moment, he immediately understood Lei Bing's meaning. He was worthy of being an entrepreneur, not an ordinary businessman. Entrepreneurs need to consider not only making money but also considering the entire society. "Haha, President Lei, I understand. You are worthy of being a true entrepreneur. Then let's go to Huanyu headquarters together." "No, little Chen, you are a genius, you will handle it well." "Okay." Chen Yu sent Lei Bing and others to Zhongcheng International Airport, and they also prepared to return to the capital. Chen Yu returned to the company. Although Wang Chuanjun and other car company bosses knew that Chen Yu was very young, they were all shocked by his age when they saw him in person. In the huge reception room, Chen Yu and Suro received the car companies that came to negotiate. "Chairman Chen, I am Wang Chuanjun, the founder of BID Automobile." Chapter 30. Wang Chuanjun extended his hand and stepped forward to introduce himself first. Chen Yu looked at Wang Chuanjun, the big boss of the car company who often appeared on TV and the internet. Now he was so eager to shake hands with him, Chen Yu felt a little unreal. Chen Yu quickly extended his hand and shook Wang Chuanjun's hand. Hello, President Wang, I often see you on TV." "Haha, Chairman Chen is too modest. Today, the purpose of all of us is only one, and that is to hope to cooperate with your company." "President Wang, I originally only considered cooperating with one car company, so I chose Naomi Motors, but President Lei told me a truth, it's better to share the joy with everyone than to enjoy it alone." Chen Yu's words made the big bosses of the car companies present light up. "Then Chairman Chen, how do you plan to cooperate with us?" Wang Chuanjun asked. "The way I cooperate with you is very simple. I will provide you with power batteries." Wang Chuanjun frowned, while the other car company boss's eyes lit up. The reason why Wang Chuanjun frowned was because his BID Auto was the second largest battery supplier in the country. The first, of course, is the rising star CATL. And they didn't even send a representative. They should still be skeptical about this battery and are watching. Now Huanyu Technology is going to provide batteries for other car companies, then his company will lose half of its profits. Could it be that he also has to buy batteries from Huanyu Technology? "Chairman Chen, I hope to cooperate with you in terms of battery technology, what do you think?" Wang Chuanjun put forward his own cooperation requirements. What he thought was that he has multiple battery production plants across the country. Huanyu Technology cooperates with so many car companies, can he alone manufacture so many batteries? As long as he reaches cooperation with Huanyu Technology and then shares the technology, then BID Auto will still be an absolute leader in the field of batteries and new energy vehicles. Chen Yu frowned when he heard Wang Chuanjun's cooperation request. "President Wang, you do have massive production lines that I don't have, but currently, I don't plan to cooperate with other manufacturers in the production of deuterium-ion batteries. Moreover, your battery production lines cannot meet our production needs. Wang Chuanjun was speechless by Chen Yu's reply. But if he gives up battery production cooperation with Huanyu Technology, his bid auto will suffer the most losses. For other manufacturers, it's nothing more than changing a battery supplier. Chairman Chen, you can tell me the production line requirements you want, and we will unconditionally build 50 production lines for you, as long as you agree to jointly produce deuterium-ion batteries with us. Chen Yu narrowed his eyes. Wang Chuanjun was simply going all out. Chen Yu knew that Bid Auto's Shenzhen super factory only had 16 production lines. Now he is going to build 50 for Huanyu Technology, which is definitely a super feat. The amount of investment required for these 50 production lines alone would be at least more than 20 billion. Chen Yu thought about it. Now all his deuterium-ion batteries, except for the first level and second level high compression deuterium-ion batteries, which can only be manufactured on the number 1 spacecraft production line on the Moon. The remaining third level, fourth level, and fifth level batteries can indeed be moved to Earth for manufacturing in order to save costs. Now that Bid Auto is helping to build the production line for free, how can Chen Yu not agree? Moreover, his battery technology is not something that can be manufactured with just a production line. Chen Yu has set up anti-reverse engineering bugs in the most important battery internal management system and packaging materials. Therefore, even if Bid Auto helps build the production line, they will not be able to master the core technology, and Chen Yu will still have the final say. Okay, President Wang is indeed generous, then it's settled. In the end, Chen Yu and Wang Chuanjun reached the following cooperation. Bid Auto will acquire land in Zhongcheng on its own to build a new battery factory. The new factory will be a joint venture between Huanyu Technology and Bid Auto. Bid Auto will provide the money and hold 30% of the shares, while Huanyu Technology will provide the technology and hold 70% of the shares. After the factory is completed, 10% of the battery production capacity will be used by Bid Auto's own models. The remaining 90% of the batteries will be sold to other car companies present. Although the other car companies have a lot of complaints, this is the best result, otherwise they will not be able to get a single battery. Wouldn't that be no fun? After today, Chen Yu's Huanyu Technology will basically be the leading enterprise in the domestic automobile industry, with a transcendent position. After seeing Chen Yu appear, several foreigners got out of the car. Arriving at the door of Chen Yu's house, the leading white man extended his hand and said in broken Chinese, "Mr. Chen, I am Henders, the representative of the American military. There are too many people in your company. We hope to talk to Mr. Chen." Chen Yu frowned. The American military? These guys are really quick. The Yangtze military hasn't come to him yet, but he didn't expect the Americans to come first. "Speak, what do you want to talk about?" "Mr. Chen, aren't you going to invite us to sit in your house? Are we going to talk at the door?" "Sorry, it's not convenient at my home." Several Americans looked unhappy, but they didn't say anything. "Mr. Chen, we hope to buy one of your flying cars." Chen Yu raised his eyebrows. Sure enough, they were here for the flying car. To be precise, they were here for the anti-gravity engine inside. "Sorry, Mr. Henders, the flying car I showed at the press conference is not in mass production yet. It's just for display, so it can't be sold." Henders narrowed his eyes. The purpose of their trip was that thing. Now that Chen Yu is not selling, what should they do? "Mr. Chen, the price is negotiable." Chen Yu spread his hands and said jokingly. "Mr. Henders, do you think I'm short of money now? Just this morning, a group of big shots came to me to sign contracts. I have hundreds of billions in cash now, so tell me, how much money are you going to give me to buy my flying car? Tell me and I'll listen." Henders was speechless. The other party obviously didn't lack money, so how could he get the flying car? "Mr. Chen, the current situation is difficult for me to decide. After I report to my superiors, we will come again." Henders left with his men. They were going to call back and ask what to do now. The other party didn't lack money and looked very difficult to deal with. Chen Yu looked at the departing Ford car. These Americans were quite active. However, it was impossible for Chen Yu to hand over the flying car to these Americans, even if they couldn't figure out the technology inside, even if they got it. Chen Yu returned to the villa and took out his phone. In the past 2 days, he had basically finalized the cooperation with various manufacturers. In terms of raw materials, the most lacking now is deuterium gas. Chen Yu called Zhou Zhihua of Zhongcheng Rare Gas Manufacturing Plant. After the call was connected, Zhou Zhihua's hearty laughter immediately rang out. Ha ha ha, Brother Chen, you are really amazing.